Hello and welcome to 10 o'clock. I am Tobiah. If you didn't know, I'm hosting this show now. This is my show. Now that we are past 1 year worth of 10 o'clocks, this is all mine. And to that way is the lovely MDRLOz with his properly looking face. And up in the corner is Mr. Drusif.
Yeah, this feels weird. It feels so weird someone else actually doing the intro. It's cool, don't get me wrong. But it's just like, and I'm also up here, which also feels like, toxic. I don't know.
So for those of you looking for the number, this is number 365. So this is one episode of 10 o'clock for every day of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
because why would anyone want to do that? That's such a stupid thing to do. No, that's a form of torture, you know.
Hey, people have gone back and watched
I did.
Yeah, like from the first episode. It's just like, guys, we're 300 odd episodes in. Why have you gone back to the beginning? And that's subsequently what we're doing today.
It's very entertaining. So today we're doing an every frame a pause for the first episode. If you didn't know, the first episode of 10 o'clock number 1 is on Xeno's original channel, Xeno Galleon, on YouTube. Yeah. It is a little over half an hour. But it is.
It was so short.
Oh my god!
So short.
So it is the.
What were you thinking?
It is the ideal length that I would love them to get back to. So everyone, help me encourage them.
Yes, definitely. Yep.
So yeah, we are gonna get started on Dojo Dusting.
No, emblems.
Okay. Jeez.
Emblems.
Hey! This is my first time.
Yeah, no, you're doing fine.
Here's hoping those are these the right ones.
Yeah, they're the right ones.
Yay!
Right. So, this is kind of a weird situation because it's normally the guest who is also the host at this point that gets to decide. Also, I'm just going to say the footage, will. It feels so weird being up in the top corner. The footage will start playing at some point. But there will be audio and we will be listening to it and everything.
Yeah, so that's why it's nothing in the background right now. So blame it on Drew.
Yeah.
So it's all Joey's fault.
As Mr. Special Guest Host, which emblem do you like the most?
Right. So what is
better name pendings?
I think it is. It's the only time I've ever seen that.
Also, T. I just love that Drew, he was peeking out and like literally cutting out from that. That is hilarious.
He peeked so hard and cut out.
So I think I'm going to have to go with the one that I can actually like get into because it looks like a Warframe face, like an Excal face.
It's the Copra Excalibur?
Okay.
That's the one better than pending always uses. I think it's Copra.
Yeah, so we're gonna go with Drew's today. Xeno's fine.
Yeah.
It is a nice emblem. I wish I'd seen that in game. I mean, it's bright, it's clear. Yeah. I mean, I do like the T1. It was pretty nice, but it's really hard to work it out. If you see the full picture of that, trying to spot it on the Warframe is really hard. Whereas that one, it's really nice.
I assume it's an olive wreath.
Yeah, around laurel. I think that's called.
Yeah, the same thing. Olive wreath, laurel.
The weird thing about the T is I'm pretty sure that is the original StarCraft font.
Oh,
that does look like it.
Yeah. So going back to the Blizzard days, but anyway,
I would say Xeno's fine would be better if it had some shadows. But that's just me.
I think it makes it more striking. That's what makes it stand out. I think I could spot Xenos across the room.
Okay.
Yeah, to be fair, I did find this amongst a pile of people and or surrounding Barrow. I'm like, oh, what is that? What is that?
Yeah, speaking of Barrow,
it leaps out at you.
I need to go. Nice. Speaking of Barrow, I need to go visit him later. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's
emblems. If you wish to win, so I have a chance of winning 75 platinum for your platform of choice, go into the description below. Well, you'll see the episode polls and platinum giveaway competition hoo-ha, where you'll see these emblems along with a bunch of questions that we will come up after the show. Probably how cringe was this episode on a scale of 11 to 11?
Yeah. How cringe is the first episode of 10 o'clock?
How much do you want? How much do you want Tobiah to take over running the show?
Oh my god!
We'll retire that way after this.
Wow, he is really worming his way in, isn't he? He's not making it subtle either.
So for anyone who didn't know, I've been here for about 200 episodes.
God,
doing topics. So
yeah. So Tobiah is the legend that will. He goes through the minefield that is both Reddit and the forums. You haven't gone through the forums for a while, though. Yeah,
the forums are too toxic. They're more toxic than Reddit.
Wow. You can put I haven't looked at the forums in a while, but yeah, they're that bad. Wow.
Or they're just unhelpful. Oh, you want the emblems gone? But the emblems are so pretty.
They are. But the other question I had for you before we actually started and moved on to fuck it, make it Dojo Dusting now. So
I had it on here. I've had it on Dojo Dusting for like 4 minutes.
Okay, cool. So first off, I was actually in the process of working out how many emblem wins there were between Loz and I, because he set me that challenge. Yeah. However, it is a really painstaking process to do. I got through 70 episodes, and then I just ran out of time.
Don't you have them on things? Didn't you used to put little symbols?
Yeah. That's like so. But I had to fact check them and make sure they're correct, because I was going through them, and some of them were just wrong. Right. Also, I didn't get this microphone until about episode 50, and the number of times we forgot to do emblems at the start of the show was hilarious, right? We were terrible for it. We would just forget.
What did we do? Did we just start talking about Warframe or something?
Well, we started talking about like topics and shit, and then we just go back and go like, oh, no, emblems, yeah.
Wow, I don't remember that at all.
We were so bad.
I do remember this, because I actually criticized, like I would actually call Drew and be like, you guys realize you did it like 40 minutes in, right?
Really?
I didn't find any that bad. But also,
I know we didn't start till like episode 19 or something.
Yeah, we didn't start until 19.
You also didn't start swearing until about 75 ish.
Bullshit.
No, like really, you didn't swear a whole lot very early on. I was like, man, this is clean.
Do people want us to be clean?
I'm not asking you to be clean. I'm just saying you were.
Yeah.
Maybe we should consider. I don't know.
Maybe that's why the YouTube algorithm hates you now.
Clearly. That and many other reasons.
And the word war in the name of the game.
Probably.
Okay, right, so we're totally going to TennoCon this year, right?
As long as it happens, yeah.
You mean next year?
That's the thing. That's the thing we used to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Next year. Next year. We're totally going next year.
Oh, God. Totally. Right. That is it.
Tobiah will also be the only non-bald host.
Unfortunately, he's also the only non-British host. So I mean, right? Okay, let's. The only other piece of news I have is I'm wearing what's called Old Faithful here. Yeah, I haven't worn this Warframe hat in long ass time, but it felt kind of prudent to come back. So yeah.
I should have grabbed my founder's shirt.
Well, you see, I'm wearing my 7th anniversary shirt.
You know, we could pause here and I can go get it.
Let's continue. Let's not worry about that.
We'll say of like 400 or something. I'm sure we'll have you again. Got lots of landmarks up coming, haven't we?
Right. So moving on, let's get on with the retrospective. Do you want to?
Well, before we even start, I mean, look at this UI.
Can you? Going back. It's fucking going back.
I love it though. It's so minimalist and just oozes feeling, just sci-fi, just harsh. The grays. Look at the grays. Look at them. the sharp edges, the fact that they've just got, this is a loading screen, as I recall, for the mission which you're about to do, which is the
it was the diorama.
Correct.
Ambulance assassinate.
Yeah, we always used to do. It is assassination. I can read assassination up there. For context, this was level 16 to 18.
Fucking hell.
This was Pluto, though, wasn't it? He was always Pluto.
This was Pluto. He was always Pluto, but this was before the level in beginning.
Yeah.
And he's now like level 80.
Yeah.
So originally everything only really went up to 30. 30 was the hardest.
Wow.
30 was like, you need to be fully kitted out to take this on.
They love the number 30.
They did. They really, really did.
And now
Okay.
they hate it.
Shall we start?
Right. Yeah. Let's start.
Okay.
So we'll pause. Anytime anyone wants to speak, just pause. Okay?
Okay.
Super.
Who's Tobiah? Do the honors.
Ooh.
Yeah, you Tobiah, you always restart.
Now.
Right. Greetings.
What is that music? What is that music?
Are you seriously pausing right now?
Yes, what is that horrific music?
This was
I miss that music so much. I miss that music so much.
I remember people actually complaining, saying like, "You changed the intro. We changed the intro music like a few times." Oh god, I think this was actually written by my old boss's son, who was he was doing composing and things like that. I think it was just like, God, fuck, why did I even ask him? This feels so bad.
It just doesn't. I don't think I've ever heard this before.
See, this was 10 o'clock for me for the first, like 200 episodes though.
Oh God, really?
Yeah.
Oh dear, what have we done?
Also, I'd like to, for anyone who can't read it clearly, Xeno has 4,117 platinum in this. This was OG Founders Plat.
How many credits have you got there?
He's got 50,373.
That's a lot back then. That was a lot.
Not really. It still wasn't a lot.
It was a working value.
No,
I mean,
so that's the funny thing. Credit values have not, except for crafting, credit values have not exploded as much as Plat. The problem is because credits are still the same for blueprints, and that's the problem. Is blueprints have costed the same thing since the beginning.
Yeah, but I remember like when you started, and if you wanted to buy the other not Mark 1 weapons, but those like
you couldn't.
Bratton. No, you could buy a Bratton. There was a Bratton.
Yeah.
You
just couldn't buy the original.
And you could buy
but
a Lotto.
It took you a long time to save up for that Bratton.
Right.
Like you wouldn't just buy that right out the gate.
Getting the amount took a while, yes.
Yeah.
But it didn't go a whole long way.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. Anyway, but don't worry. If we need to, do skip back like 5 seconds so that in case of context, you can just we don't have to exactly continue from where we left off. So if you want to,
this was literally the first 3 seconds.
I know, yeah, but you could go back if you missed what Drew's saying, whatever it is that Drew's moaning about.
Well, Drew,
saying hello.
Drew, feel free to rewind
with horrific music.
Right, ready?
Right, greetings, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever episode. Right, greetings, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever episode of Warframe 10 o'clock. See what I did there? That's the name. Do you see what I did there? Is that a terrible name? Shut up. So I have here with me a fellow Warframer that has
That fucking microphone and that echo and oh my fucking god. I knew this was going to get to me so bad.
This was right after Necros came out. Can you believe this, everybody? This was when Necros came out and Lephantis was brand new.
Yeah.
Like, Lephantis actually mattered at this point.
Oh my fucking god.
Man.
This audio. Oh,
I will
god.
admit that loading screen is badass. It really is. Look at the muscularity and look at the dynamic motion in play. But I don't think they do them like this anymore.
Well, they don't do any dioramas anymore. There's only one place you can find dioramas that are even similar.
No, but this isn't a diorama. This is a loading screen.
Sorry.
Yeah, like
but they don't do
current one, it's
dioramas
Zaku.
either.
Yeah, they're dioramas.
Yeah.
But we got the loading screen like Zaku just standing flush with like Demos behind it. And it's like, compare that to this. Look at this.
It's hero. It's like superhero posters and things like that. It's just like dynamic pose.
Even though Mags is like not dynamic, but
no.
But
this
the rest
the
of
Mag's
them,
not
the rest of
dynamic,
them, yes.
but it's also not in the center, so it's not the focus. So it's being prominent by being on the side with the difference in color, but not being the middle. You've got the Lephantis in the background. What is it doing? This huge thing with flailing limbs, and then the Necros striking some weird person. There's a Nyx doing something or other, but no one's noticed the giant Lephantis. It's exciting. You can look everyone on this one. It's like there's things going on. That's cool. Also, I love how I didn't like the title from the start. That's the first thing I talk about. The first thing I saw, it's like, it's called 10 o'clock. I'm like, I hate it. That's the first thing.
Should we continue?
Calling it 10 o'clock? Yeah.
Go for it.
Has like nearly double fellow Tenno that has nearly double my amount of time played in Warframe, if not over doubled. We have a Loz.
Hello, I'm insane.
I think I have even more than that.
Clearly.
All right.
I think I was. I think I was remembering. I think I had even more hours than Loz at this point.
Oh yeah, I'd love it. I think Xeno's probably got double my time now. I just don't play like I used to. At this point, I was at the start of playing Warframe. I was so hooked on Warframe. Oh god, just look at that dark room. Look at that.
In a month, I remember this.
I got insane.
In a month, he got 1.4k hours.
Yeah,
no word of a fucking lie.
So I think I hit 2k hours in the first 3 months I was playing, and then like it just plateaued from there. Like I kept playing as much, but they changed. I think they changed how the hours worked at some point. So I think in the very beginning, it was anything in game.
No, it never was. It never was. I remember. Yeah, I remember even back then because that's what Xeno pointed out to me.
Well, hear me out. I think it for a very short time it was, or we were just in game in mission more.
I think that's the point.
And then at some point they just kept keeping. They made certain things not be in mission, and we were going through missions so fast that we weren't in mission very much. So you get like a minute at a time at most instead of 15 to 20 minutes on a mission when you were trying to make it through Terminus.
I do know that I don't know if they removed it now, but at one point in time they had they were counting the amount of time spent in a relay, which is how some people got insane numbers.
Right.
I remember like one content creator having over like 10,000 hours in Warframe, and I sat down and worked it out. The only way you could get that is if you were in the relays all the time.
When you were sleeping, yeah.
And it was just like, that's like fucking why would you fucking bother?
But remember back then we had no relays. We just had No, I mean like this back then with this time, and so you just wanted to get back into a mission. No endless missions either back then. This is pre-survival.
But each mission also took more than 5 minutes.
Oh yes, definitely.
Because an individual exterminate that you had to kill, 35 people was like, oh, holy crap! How am I going to kill them? Because it took you half a clip on a Bratton to kill one of those things.
Oh god, you're remembering the heavy gunner.
Oh,
not just the heavy gunner.
Ever run.
Oh man.
No, it's a story. So the first experience me and Xeno here had in Warframe is we had our friend Marastius. We're like, oh yes, it's a fun game. Look, I'll take you through a mission. And he took him through, and I remember him having an Orthos with the flame effect on. I was like, wow, that weapon looks amazing. And so he took us through like 1 or 2 missions. They went, okay, guys, I'm going. And me and Drew were like, okay, let's go and try and do a mission ourselves. And it was the old spy mission with the lunchbox, the thing you had to drag around. But we didn't get far because I remember both of us cowering behind a box. And just what came through a door was a heavy gunner. It must have been like level 2 or something. We couldn't hurt it. What do we do, Xeno? What do we do? Like a gun does nothing.
I miss those days.
It utterly destroyed us. And I remember, I'm pretty sure, was it that mission? No, it couldn't have been that mission. But I remember shortly afterwards was when we discovered I had Olato Vandal. And I was like, what the fuck is Olato Vandal?
No, I think it was something along the lines of, oh yeah, I'm going to level my Lacto Vandal now. I'm like, What the hell's a light of vandal? I don't know. It just turned up in my inventory. Don't you have one? No, I don't. Where did that come from? I want one. It's got better stats than Lato. Oh, I want one even more now. I was like, yeah, it was the beta.
I don't think it was like that much better.
Yeah, but for then, like,
for then it mattered. Yeah. For then every point was like, give.
God, this was fucking damage 1.0. Sorry, 1.0 days as well. Whereas like none of the weird kooky crap with different elemental types and combinations and shit like
that. Can I just point out the darkness in that shot? Like that's just a generic Corpus ship. Look how dark it is. And
is that the carrier?
This is the original Corpus ship. This is like still a generic tile set that we use. Just they've redone it a few times.
But my point is like I don't like how they ramp up the lighting or everything.
Yeah,
now that when they this tile set's it's revamped. It's the new
like this tile doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Is the revamped Corpus League.
Let's see where they go.
Darkness.
No, let Loz have his dark thing.
Well, that's the thing. Is like back then, the whole game felt dark and foreboding. Look at this locker room. What's down the corridor? What's over there?
Well,
it's like
even the loading, like even the triage area was just you're sitting there in this dark space.
Yeah.
No, I'll be honest. I do miss this.
I don't mean to mean or something about because I think obviously it's great that you're doing well, but I still run the theory that part of the mentality when they built Warframe back then, because the company was on a bit of dire straits and Warframe was like their last gasp, but it did so well and it's amazing. But I think their minds were in a darker place because of that, and that came through in the game. And because now Warframe is more stable, more secure, going from success to success, everything's bright, everything's amazing, and they've lost. I could just look at the screenshot for ages. Look, I mean, just even looking at those lockers and like the darkness above them, it's as if the Corpus ration even light because they don't want to waste money on light, and so the whole thing is dark and foreboding. It gives so much atmosphere.
Before we hit the play button, one thing I would like to say is I think it would be really nice for DE to have a slider option for
like the host
indoor lighting environment. So it's client side, but the idea is that you could turn down like lighting, environmental lighting for inside buildings and things, just so that you can recreate something similar to this. But outdoor lighting, I don't think you should be able to change. So you could have that stark.
I mean, that makes sense though. That makes sense though, because outside lighting is outside lighting.
Yeah. Anyway, should we continue?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I didn't play it.
So,
I'll do it.
So just to give you a quick idea of what Tenno Clock will be, it's a weekly thing that will be released hopefully on Fridays, unless there's a screw up, and that doesn't happen. And we're going to be discussing topics that are brought up on the Warframe forum. We're not going to be defending Digital Extreme. It is Digital Extreme, isn't it?
That's
or
right.
DE. Yeah, DE. We're not going to be defending DE every step of the way. We are going to be realistic on the matters, and you're going to see every post we actually discuss about on the actual feed in front of you.
We love you, DE.
Man, the
cringe.
The sheer amount of effects was so much different too.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
don't get me wrong. I love seeing particles everywhere, but I'd rather not see particles. I'd rather see these sweet waves of things exploding.
Hold on. Let's just. Do you want me to play it forward a little bit, or
yeah, keep going.
We do, but
okay, there we go. Right, so we can't do that. Like, so first off,
we kept to that weekly thing. I think we've only missed 1 week.
I don't think you
ever.
I think the only week you missed was like literally everyone was ill.
No, it was the week between. I'm pretty sure it was the week between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah,
2013. When this is recorded, was the only, because it was like, there's nothing to report. You know, they're up there, studio shut. You know, let's not fucking bot. Oh my fucking god! All right, so a few things. One, old school molecular prime. Fucking yeah! So for those who don't know, old school molecular prime, when you used it, it would just instantly there was no wave that would emanate from Nova. It was just everything.
Killed
was just
everything.
hit.
Or hit everything.
Yeah, and it was just fucking. First off, love that. Second, is it digital extremes? I just fucking cool. Past
the inexperience of age.
What are you moaning about?
Or the inexperience of youth.
Oh,
yeah, no. So I'm talking, and I'm like, is it digital extreme?
What is this thing? I've never heard of this company before. Let me check. We're only doing a podcast about them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm only doing a fucking podcast on the goddamn thing. Do you think I could fucking look this shit up? Christ. And the the so
you still
don't remember nowhere near as frequently.
Genuinely.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm aware of that one as well. But I'd rather have genuinely.
Give me yourself on where, like, the thing is though.
Be honest. Yes. The thing is though. Oh god.
The thing is though.
So for anyone who goes back and watches the video later, remember there's also Drew and Laws are hiding them with their faces, but the old frame, all the frame information was in the upper right before. So you always and I don't remember that you could move them either. You didn't have the HUD margins thing.
Oh hell no.
Everything
wasn't a diegetic UI or anything. Also, I want to point out that radio static effect for the Lotus.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I like it. I really like the.
If you want to reminisce about the old days, we can always bring that bot in that plays random sounds.
Does it play the old audio files or something?
It plays the old Lotus quotes.
Wow.
The other thing, that mod, that fusion core,
fusion cores.
These were such lies too, because as you can see, they have the rank on the left side, but those were not applicable at all, because they would say like 5, but they weren't actually 5. They were like, it was so weird.
Really?
Didn't they?
So they didn't actually. You didn't always get a rank 5 one. You would normally get like a rank 1 or 2 one.
So you're saying that in mission it would say rank 5, but then you get.
But it wasn't actually. Yeah.
Right.
Because it did that for all the mods originally. It would say like, "Oh, you picked up a vitality," and it would show the top rank.
Right. So yeah, even though it says he's picked up a fusion core rank 5 or whatever it is, you get out of mission, it's like rank 1. It's like, well, that's great, because it just plays the max. It just shows you the maximum in the mission. Right.
And this was I think this is one of the last times they used the Penjaga, the polarity for these, because they were making them polarity agnostic, so that whatever you used it with, it would do the same thing. For those of you who don't remember, with fusion cores and fusion before, when you would fuse stuff, it was based on the polarity that you were going into, and if it was the same mod. If it was either of those, it would give you more fusion from it. But this was never explained anywhere.
You'd actually look for Warframe abilities or like Serration, and you'd have to try and get copies of Serration to improve Serration.
Well, that was the easiest way.
Fusion cores.
Yeah, that was the easiest way. And you couldn't burn everything into fusion cores. It was just fusion cores got used too, and there was no stacks. So there was, if you wanted to do fusion cores, you had to select each and every one of like thousands potentially.
The only other thing I want to highlight currently is, so this was before any of the Warframes got the PBR treatment. Look how shiny like any of the Warframes are. Like Nova's incredibly shiny. I think Nova was one of the, to
be honest.
Yeah, no. But it's like, it's just so
gloss.
different from what it is today.
Yeah, she was like pure gloss.
A lot of them were.
Yeah.
Like I they were insane. Like I really want them to bring in the whole change the texture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
But I mean, obviously, anyone who wants to, like you're saying, you can't see the UI elements right now. Anyone who wants to, the link in the description to this video that we're watching will be in the description of this video, I'm sure. But look at, like, I kind of like the glossiness. It does make the Warframe stand out more versus the environment. And then look again. I'm sorry to point it up again, but look how dark it is. You want to explore like what's around every nook and cranny because you can't even see it. I miss it. I miss it so much.
He does. Right, should we continue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Drew, you probably. Oh, never mind. I'll tell you later.
What? No, what?
You put the actual link, not the room link.
No. I will, but that will remind me to do it.
Oh, okay.
Please make game awesome. More.
Ooh, Galtine.
Lol. It is good. Can I has money, please?
All right, go on. No. Can somebody can I push play and then can somebody go back 5 seconds because I want to hear that one again properly. Here we go.
Accuracy for that money.
I'll roll it back 5.
Right. Okay. Here we go. Let's hear
I
this.
don't know how
again.
far back this is.
I think I got a bit too far there. Let's go.
Hit the play.
Realistic on the matters, and
I did
you're
go
going
too
to
far
see
back.
every post we actually discuss about on the actual
That did not stay either.
feed in front of you.
We love you, GA.
We do.
Oh,
But
why did I say that?
please make game awesome. More. Lol. It is good. Can I has money, please? So the first topic I want to talk.
So yes, everyone. Drew wants the money.
Can we just glaze over that, please? One thing, just glaze over that.
Oh yeah, just remember everybody.
We love you, DE is like, oh, that's really cringy. Then you're like, can I has monies?
Remember everyone. Drew has Patreon.
No!
If you look in the description below, you'll find a link to Xeno's Patreon. If you wish to help him support producing this mess and other videos of equal mess that he's made over the years, please do help.
No.
All the
We're
money
not
that goes to his
making
Patreon.
mess like this anymore. Right?
No,
We
you
make a
have-
different flavor of mess.
You have webcams and you have like fancy borders.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Loz hates these borders.
Oh no! Well, I don't know. I liked them yesterday after I realized when you made the bottom bit a little bit thick, and I thought it looked like we were trading cards. And I
Oh,
kind
do
of
you
like
want me to do
them
that again? Do you want me to do that again?
now.
I can make that.
No, it's fine.
No,
it's fine.
no,
It makes me appreciate them more now.
Right.
It's fine.
Okay, should we continue?
Right, let's go to the cringe. Here we go. We made it 1 minute.
Is a post from
Fenry Sulfur.
Okay, so I don't know who this
How
is, but
names
who
work?
was reading it?
That's me.
Loz.
Is
That's
it
Loz,
you?
isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Loz, I'm glad your reading comprehension got better over the years.
No. Chimera's still live in chasms, my friend.
Oh God, am I going to read this?
I
Oh
don't
dear
know.
God, I really hope
Yeah,
I don't.
let's see
Oh
who reads
God,
it.
no!
Let's see who reads it.
Please don't.
Oh,
Please don't. This.
Yeah. Fenry Sulfur.
So
Yeah.
Lucifer.
For sure. So basically, this has been coming up now and again, where people want DE to bring in dedicated hosting to the game. Right? Loz, what is your opinion on the current state of?
Okay, I'm really glad you didn't read that whole thing.
Oh, I'm so.
I'm so glad.
I love how we didn't put a title. We have no. You'd have to pause the video to read what this person's saying to keep up with us. We don't say what the you have to kind of listen. Oh, it's something to do with hosting. I mean, you'd have to. We don't even put the title of this person's thread on the forums on the screen. We just put.
Oh, thanks.
I'll get later.
Well-
I'm gonna look up this person's name still if they still play the game.
At the
I really
time,
wanna know.
though, given that this person probably had
check
a
now.
lot of 354 this time was a lot of posts.
Yeah.
This was very early in the game, and apart from like the complaint threads, there wasn't a whole lot of like normal posting.
Mm.
Fenry Sulfur.
Come on, Xeno. What are you doing?
Well, I'm looking them up.
Then you got to do your job.
Well, we're gonna
Read
keep
out the
going.
topic.
We're gonna keep going.
Fuck off.
Well, so I'll
damn.
read the topic. Okay, so we all know the pains of having a laggy host, or even one yourself when running with friends. Now, allowing players to use dedicated servers instead of their own. No, I'm not doing this.
It's basically
Yeah.
dedicated servers, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the pros and cons of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting topic, really, for the first one. I mean, how do we feel now about this? Well, we'll see what we said about it then, and then afterwards we can discuss how we feel about dedicated servers now.
I mean, we have some, just not for PvE. As a reminder to anyone, Conclave does exist.
Yeah. It does, apparently.
You can find dedicated servers.
Oh yeah, people on there, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know how many people actually still run dedicated servers.
There's actually quite a few. You can someplace they have a dedicated server like scoreboard where it'll say like who has the most, who does what,
who hosts the best,
because you can actually host multiple on one machine, so you can actually run like
as long as you have the internet for it.
It's more the hardware, but yeah, because it's actually pretty low as long as you have good latency to the people who would be connecting. Yes,
I mean, like I do remember, like I always wanted to host games of Warframe, like when I had fiber internet, but the biggest problem for me is I only had one computer. The one computer that would be used to do all my video rendering on, so I'd have to constantly turn off the dedicated hosting whenever I was using the computer. So it kind of didn't make sense.
I think some people have are working on a wine client for it now, so you can actually they're trying to get it running on Linux, so you could theoretically make a dedicated server rack for Conclave in your bedroom or whatever. Office, wherever you live now.
Only if I had a decent internet connection and not bum off Tobiah like I am right now.
Oh yeah, so for anyone who's actually curious, that's why we're doing this, because I have good internet.
I definitely do not.
He does not have good internet.
So my ISP just opened up 2 gigabit connections.
Can we not rub this in my face any further?
So,
should we just continue?
So I can go up from 1 gigabit to 2 gigabit if I wanted to. Drew, you run on what, like 56k DSL?
Oh shit! I accidentally hit the play button. Oh fuck. Well, fuck. Where's the play button?
No, you didn't.
Where's the fucking
using peer-to-peer?
Yeah.
Shit.
General topics. So yeah, peer-to-peer. I meer I don't. I know some people have serious problems with the peer-to-peer system. Other people seem to be fine. And sadly, there's some people who the peer-to-peer system just messes up so much they never get to play the game. There's something on the forum about like 7% of possible players get this or something. I think something like that. But I don't know. I kind of peer-to-peer system does work. It does allow a game like this, which isn't really mainstream.
Shiny butt.
To have shiny butt.
Just keep going.
An online system, which for the most part is fine. I mean, this topic comes up came up in live stream a while ago for void keys, because there is sometimes when this peer-to-peer system really falls over, when with void keys the host has to be the guy with the key and the host is the one with the bad connection. I mean, you can use your friends.
Just to point out.
All right, I was trying to pause it. This is the jackal.
No,
it just came up with the jackal on the side.
Okay.
It's probably a placeholder. They probably didn't actually have anything for the. We'll see in the episode when they get to it, won't we?
Also, you notice these two are actually waiting for their teammates. Drew doesn't do this anymore. He's just like screw you. I'm going on.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if I decided to talk about this massive rant I'm on, or just this. I will now. Xeno has introduced topic. I will now fill all the information with all the stories about all the gaming. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Let's go listen to more of
I just want to say, I just want to say, I'm so glad, Loz, you got a good microphone. I'm so glad we both got.
I don't know. Yeah, well, obviously we both got better microphones compared to what we're looking at now. Hell, I'm using a. I don't know how good this microphone is. I think it's okay, but it's one on a VR headset. It seems to be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what we got here.
God knows what. Like, I don't know if I was actually running like a desk mic or a headset mic.
It sounds like a laptop mic, honestly.
I think mine was that famous, like that Logitech mouse, that's a microphone that you had on your desk. Everyone had that was like a grey square, like a black microphone stick. And it had a green button
like
you could turn on and off.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I do.
Oh, everyone had
it's
one
okay.
back in the day.
I know what you're talking about.
Should we continue?
Yes.
With your good connection to run your games for a while, but eventually someone with a bad connection has to use a key, and then you can't do anything about it. So I don't know. I like it, but they need to bring in what they promised, which was the ability to see the lag and the ping of your hosts, of the potential hosts, and then enable it to vote for a swap or choose to swap, so you get the best person hosting.
See, it's interesting that you actually bring up the ping on this, because this is something that I feel DE needs to change. In front of the viewers, you'll actually see not only the gameplay being played of a session outside of this talk, but you'll also see a upload-download what's called monitor.
Yeah. There's no upload-download monitor.
Yeah, what the fuck am I talking about?
What are you talking about? I'm like,
What the fuck am I talking about?
I love we still don't have elective host, which is an interesting thing.
And we do.
Yeah.
You can choose.
Do we?
You can select your. Well, it's based on PC type, right? So there's the PC type toggle. Do you guys not remember this? You can select what kind of PC you have, and if you say laptop, it will by default try to find someone better than you.
That's not.
It'll prioritize desktop over laptop.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
This has been in the game for like 3 or 4 years.
Wow, I've completely missed that
So
one.
yeah,
there's PC type, and it'll do auto PC or auto desktop or laptop.
that seems weird. That if that's the way you kind of do an elective host, instead of, I don't know, just giving an option. Do you wish to be the host? If preference, I do not wish to be the host. Should just be an option.
Wow.
I mean,
Oh.
yeah, but that would be too transparent.
Instead of the sneaky laptop thing. Anyway, can I just point out again how beautiful the game looks? Like, it's so dark, and then like look at the blue of that pulse wave there. Every light and everything that pops out, because everything else is so dark and. Ugh.
Imagine how this would look with the newer rendering stuff if you could have it this dark.
Yeah.
Oh man! And look, you got space outside, and the space feels oppressive. You look out the windows, and you don't see anything because space doesn't care. You actually feel it in this because it doesn't.
That's one of the reasons why I love the
darkness.
No. Sorry.
Bless you.
It's one of the reasons why I love
Joe,
the
edit
sabotage missions in what?
Nothing.
The sabotage missions in Christ. What was in the new Corpus ship tile set? Because if you turn off the lights, it feels like just like that. Well, a bit worse than this. So yeah, no,
I can go worse than
especially
this.
when
I would love worse than this.
Oh,
yeah. Darker.
Yeah. Just like that wonderful anime Darker Than Black. Anyway,
can I back to this, please? Can I have this back, please?
Okay, no more. You talking about lighting anymore? You've had your bit.
We're going on. We're going on.
Me actually hosting a game, and you'll actually see.
Oh, hey,
there you go.
I apologize, but I couldn't get the bandwidth meter working because one of the players couldn't connect to the game. I promised to show my evidence in the next 10 o'clock. Xeno. Show your evidences. Must show evidences, Xeno.
Let's go on.
Being used for.
I do remember though there was a silly amount of bandwidth required because do you remember when Survival turned around? Survival came out and you had to host it, Loz. You were the only one that could host it because it was like. Oh yeah, if you have ADSL, like good fucking luck. It was using insane amounts of bandwidth.
Well, yeah, because it was doing it every second. It was massive amounts of packets. They thoroughly decreased it, especially when they One of the big things that they did was they took out where they would load every asset for the game at the beginning of every mission. They don't do that anymore. They selectively load what players are using. So. Good job, everybody. Okay.
Game. Now, this is all right as long as you actually have the bandwidth, and a ping test will not tell you that.
Yeah, though it is a contributing factor on other speed and other things, but yeah, bandwidth. You're right, is a more important feature.
But there's it's possible in Windows to actually ping something like bbc.co.uk, yeah? Mm-hmm. And by default, pinging something uses 32 bytes.
Oh my god! What is that hacking puzzle?
This is
Oh
normal.
wow.
No, this is similar to what we have now. It's just they just changed the background.
But it looks like someone made it in fucking MS Paint.
They probably did.
Wow, I completely forgot this is what it looked like.
This is what all the ciphers looked like at the time.
Yeah.
Also, I love that they call it a Grineer cipher, and then you can use a cipher. It's like,
oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Should we continue?
yes.
Yep.
Worth of information, right? And you can actually determine how fast it is for transferring that level of information. You can then actually adjust it so that you actually have a larger packet up to 62 kilobytes or 64 kilobytes, and as a result,
Yeah, I do. Can we just let this keep going so we can get past the
This gripping topic of you telling us about bytes
is impacted by that kind of bandwidth. Yeah? And that's the kind of thing we really need to see. I feel we really need to see in Warframe. To the fact that we're not just testing how good your ping is, we're also testing
It is the Jackal, by the way.
do you have the bandwidth to provide your hosting service? Now,
Oh man, let's go Jackal.
to go on a bit of a personal story of this, when Loz was hosting and
I went on to personal stories from the first
Personal story number one. Personal story number one.
Shit.
Got another 10 minutes of this.
Oh my god.
I was connecting to him, I would continuously complain about how bad his connection was. I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
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 And I was like, "Oh, Loz, you need to sort out your internet. Oh, I never get this bad." And it turns out the reason why it was so bad was because my flatmate was uploading a file via Dropbox and using it.
Just to be clear, Dropbox complaints from the very beginning. Just
Wait. When was this? This was 2013. Who was I living with at the time?
so I don't remember their name, but I remember you talking about this all the time because they also would unplug your stuff from the router, and would like randomly disconnect your computer, and you'd be like, "What the heck, dude?"
That was Dan.
Was it Dan?
Dan did that, I think. Well, I remember it was 2013 if you were living with Dan.
I can't remember. It was after my degree.
2013, I think, is when I started, and I moved to Wolverhampton, started my PhD, is when I think, around about then.
For context,
Bit
everybody, Loz just finished his PhD about a year ago.
Like 3 years ago.
No,
Yeah.
a year and a half.
Yeah, no. I graduated in 2019. I finished my Viva, my corrections in 2018. Yeah, I did. Yeah, but I was awarded it in 2018, but I did graduation ceremony in 2019 because I was going to wait to do it with somebody who started at the same time as me. But their dad had to come from India, but their dad, then they kept pushing it back, and then in the end, their dad didn't even go to India. Words.
Okay.
Anyway, I think it was Dan. But can we just like, are we ever going to talk about Warframe? Let me go into a story about how Ping and my friend who just Dropbox upload. This is a story about Warframe. How did anyone ever watch the show?
Seriously.
How did we get one viewer? How did we get one viewer on this? Anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah, why did I start watching this?
Not downloading.
Glad we improved.
Uploading.
Me too.
Yeah?
It's not a torrent or something because that
No.
obvious.
No. So, and via Dropbox, and it was using up the majority of the bandwidth.
Actually, I do want to point out, Drew, will you go back about 5-6 seconds? Okay, so let me...
Uploading.
Okay, so if you see the health bar, everybody, I wish they did this still. They have the shield on top of the health.
Oh, no, I'm on top of it. Do you want to, like, turn me off?
No, you're not.
No, the enemy health bar.
The Jackal health bar at the very top middle.
In the middle top. Middle.
Oh, right. No, they did that. They put that back.
No, so it's not over top of it. It's side by side now. They're formatted more like how ours are.
I'm so confused. Okay, should we go? Keep going?
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not a torrent or something, because that's
No.
obvious.
No.
Yeah, it's obvious. Yes.
You know, and
Yeah,
via
yes.
Dropbox, and it was using up the majority of the bandwidth. And
The
we only
bandwidth.
noticed
The
this
bandwidth and the
problem
router.
because when I tried hosting instead,
I tried hosting.
everyone had
Shut
a
up.
problem with the connection. And I just asked it, you know, are you using the bandwidth? And you know, she was, oh yeah, sorry. And then as soon as she turned it
It's a
off,
she.
bam,
Laura?
instantly better. You know,
Crap
she limited
space.
it and everything, but it, you know, the games take a lot of bandwidth to actually run.
Yeah, and if not, you get lag. I'm not getting lag in my game right now. Yes, I
No. Hilariously, when the survival event happened, you know,
Yeah.
that weekend-long event, I actually looked at the bandwidth it was trying to use, and it was trying to use like 140 kilobytes per second. My upload is only 70. So it was just...
Wait. Your upload was 70 kilobytes a second?
My upload now is 70 kilobytes per second. That's what ADSL is. That's the agony that I go through.
Even in 2013, I had 100 down, 10 up. Like, that's when I first started my job where I work now. And, like, I wasn't getting that. I was getting, like, 50-10 at most.
You know, I must have actually put this on a USB stick and I would take it to the university to upload.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
For
I'm more
everyone's
than likely-
context right now, he will either upload it over Dropbox to me, or LOZ will pick it up on a USB stick and upload
No,
it.
I'll meet up with Loz. I'll go to Loz to hand it over.
Yeah.
Or I go to you.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a long
Anyway,
time.
yeah,
Not allowed to.
but it still goes on USB sticks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Britain,
Yeah.
for ADSL in your...
No. I just
Fine
want to point
buildings.
out, I live in the city centre of the country's
just lives somewhere
second
stupid.
biggest fucking
Yeah.
city.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Thanks, Britain.
Well,
Fucking Birmingham City Council bullshit.
Yeah, I was trying to not tell them where you lived, but...
no, it's more
Everyone
than
knows I live
the
in
problem.
Birmingham.
The problem of being the first to have anything is that it sucks because you're like, look, we've like the best example I use is there probably is maybe no example. My understanding is the first major one we have is the Underground Tube Network. We call it the Tube or the London Underground, and we were one of the first people to like use this technology en masse in a city. So we build loads of tubes and things, and now other people learned from that and build better ones. If we want to improve ours, it's a massive problem because the old one's still there. And that's the problem. It's the same thing with like, oh, look, we've got a phone networky thing. Oh, it's got this stupid copper wire everywhere. Oh, it's a mess. Oh, we've got to replace that before we replace anything. So stupid.
It's
the problem
not
of being
just that.
fast.
Oh, wait, no, I'm not going to go on a random story. Let's just keep going. Fuck random stories.
Tell me about uploads. Let's go.
Let's continue.
Huh?
A large amount of bandwidth.
That is a large amount of bandwidth.
Large?
Well, I mean, luckily since
That's a
then,
large amount of
survival maps
bandwidth.
have become a lot less intense. I think that's why the mobs are so more infrequent and harder.
Also, that the mobs. Well, no, I don't think in general. I think it's also
In
that
general?
kind of spread out is the part of the deal because you
Yeah.
know, the first survival weekend. For those of you who didn't get to play it, was
Oh, the explosions are so beautiful. That's all I want to say.
It really is, isn't it? Yeah.
like in one room with a million mobs attacking you by the end. So eventually, it was just the sheer quantity of mobs in a small area. I mean, like the Corpus one on the second day, which is a bigger room, didn't have nearly as much problems than the first room, which was the Corpus spaceship defense map, which was a big pain. I think it was maybe just that first map. The density of the mobs was also a problem.
Well, going back to...
But
yeah,
we love survival. We love it.
we love survival.
Thank you for
Survival is
finishing
good
survival.
fun.
I want
So,
my Double Tier 1 rewards back.
Lol. They're going back to Fenrir Sulfur's post, you know, because I've explained my opinion on it and you've explained yours. So, Fenrir Sulfur is actually suggesting that DE actually gets a well-suited server hosting system to actually be a dedicated method of actually hosting a good.
So basically, this topic is we want DE to run a VPS so we can pick when we want you to host, and we want to pay platinum for it.
Is it?
Yeah. Like the main thing they say is let us pay platinum for it.
Huh. Well, fair enough.
Good connection or a good game.
Right,
Yeah.
so DE rent some servers, and we can pay to use those servers rather than connecting to each other through our computers. We connect to this server.
Yeah. So basically, if I'd assume it would work very much a case of if I was to do this, I would actually go, oh, look, I'm hosting, and the game instantly goes, you're paying for the service, so instead of actually connecting to you directly, they'll connect to me, the service, and then, reduce the actual stress.
Please tell me I have stopped using so many filler words and phrases.
Does
Or
anyone
at least reduced it.
is anyone familiar with the word genuinely?
Actual Jesus fucking Christ. Is this what it's like listening to me?
Yeah.
Even today?
No, it's way better today because you actually
thank
are
fuck.
way better in your even just casual speech because you don't use as many filler words, and you've done a lot better about actually pausing when you want to say something and letting the silence be a natural silence instead of so yeah. Now that said, I also a lot, so sorry everybody. I am not vocally trained.
I'm so glad that, well, neither are we, but I mean,
I would call what you did vocal training.
what did I do?
You both did improv.
That's more turning off the filter between what you're thinking and what you're saying.
But it has helped you a lot because you, like, even just forcing yourself, like, not saying, oh, I need to stop doing this. It was, I want to stop doing this so that I sound like I'm not a Welsh bumpkin.
Complete such a nonce. Yep.
Okay.
Should continue.
Now, Fenris Sulfur has actually put on like a load of pros and things, but I don't necessarily think he's or she has actually looked at the
Could be they.
cost of how this is going to work.
I mean, like I
Oh
said,
god, that complete screen.
This peer-to-peer system allows a
That
smaller
Venus.
company
I do miss that complete screen.
To the point.
they're not a massive AAA title.
Yeah.
They've only got
No.
one game before this. To have an awesome online running system game.
That can we reminisce about the star chart? Can we
Yeah.
I love that star chart.
Well, let's see if
sorry,
the start chart's coming up first.
Hold on.
This peer-to-peer system allows a smaller company like DE. They're not a massive AAA title.
Yeah.
They've only got
No.
one game before this. To have an awesome online.
Yeah,
Okay, there we go. So
that beautiful, glorious star chart.
and everything was in a line, and you just had to go, oh, this is what goes next. Okay. And there was stuff you
Yeah.
could skip. It didn't matter if you did the entire star chart. The beginning was Terminus. Apollodorus was an extra. Oh man.
I think
Wait.
I think at this point, the Bolodronis had actually Survival is in the game, I think, and that must have been they converted Bolodronis to the first Survivor, I think, which is optional, which is kind of cool.
Yes, this is definitely after Survival was released.
Yeah, we
Yes.
just talked about the Survivor weekend.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, no, because like it came, it went, and then
Yeah.
it was brought back as a final thing because the Survival we have is different from the Survival.
Yeah,
that was
Survivor
that-
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much
That's
different
mental.
is it? I don't remember it being that much different.
No,
Oh, it's
so
in one room.
it was one room. Were
Oh,
there
I see what you're saying.
extras?
They were
I don't know
camp sanitizers, but it was just by killing enemies instead of you had to like actually walk over them, I think.
Yeah, and you just got swarmed with mobs. Like,
Oh yeah,
it was-
the Festa one was crazy. So did you say if there was canisters that dropped?
no, if there were actual like life, I think there were like life
Life
support.
support canisters.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I remember them saying
powers.
that
I'm
the
pretty sure I
canister
still have them.
ones, there was the big ones and the small ones, I think, but the small ones I remember D making a comment saying like they literally made that like 2 hours before the patch went live, just from chopping down the big one and just left them.
I also miss having this.
You've gone really quiet, man.
Miss this level of transparency.
You've cut out entirely now.
Microphone, stop being garbage. Okay.
Yeah.
So I really miss this level of transparency on like what is in a squad's loadout, because you can see everything at a glance from the main screen without having to hover over everybody.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, it did put the key points on fact on the screen, wasn't it? And didn't hide it away.
Yeah.
Same with the resource drops and things, because now you have to swap between Nightwave
It's just so much more minimal. Like, you still get everything on here. You still get contacts. You still get market. You get access to everything at one click. But the center was always this.
But the big thing was that it did remove you from your Warframe.
Yeah.
You know, so...
But I think it would be nice if the navigation was still closer to this than what we got. I mean, they've gone through multiple methods. Do you remember the version of navigation where the planet was surrounded by a plate of missions that were things?
Yeah.
I think my favorite that I ever saw was like one step between this and where we have now, where it was basically like the solar system was actually divided into regions, and each region was called like the Zeraman class or the...
Oh, that never got released.
Yeah, so that was... It never actually came out, but it was similar to this, where it was the wire map, but it had... It was more like kind of what you'd see in old Constellation maps, where it was they would have the constellation behind it with the meaning of the area. I just thought that was a cool middle step that never happened.
Yeah. Let's keep going. So what other amazing things we got to see?
Online running system game that's loads of people get to play. Whereas dedicated servers are expensive.
Also, you were definitely on a desktop,
and you
Mike.
have two types of dedicated servers, really. You know,
Drew did 52% of the damage. He was actually good ones.
Web hoster.
Shut up.
You have the ones that are terrible bandwidth, but absolutely huge amounts of hard drive space. And normally those ones you.
So I can't actually see because of the mod thingies I'm using. Who's actually in the squad?
MDRLOz.
Me, you, and Barn Mega.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
I don't remember Barn Mega.
Barn Mega pass.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. But my point was also I want to say you say about Nova doing 52%. Sorry, Xeno doing that much damage.
Yeah, it's because of Nova's thing.
Nova was ridiculous back then. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was before this was before the M Prime change, where Molecular Prime originally, all of the damage would get attributed to the Nova if the enemy died while coated with M Prime.
Molecular Prime.
Yeah.
And it screwed over a lot of the death statistics. Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know about this was really early on. They probably killed it within the first 2 years. There used to be a kill count. There was a kill count leaderboard. So the people with the highest, it was like the top 10 people in the game with the top 10 kill counts got these badges. If you've ever, for any of you who have ever met Chardan,
it was top 100.
No. There was stages. There was top 10, top 100, top 1,000. I think.
I don't think it was top 1,000. I think it was less than that. But I don't think there was that many people up there.
I think maybe it was like top 110 and 1 or something. Would be the way. I remember there being several tiers.
Maybe top 10.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't remember top 1.
But for any of you who have ever met Chardan Seara Vitriol, he has a lovely tattoo of the skull on one of his shoulders, and it's
pretty
beautiful.
sure he has the bronze.
Yeah, I don't remember which. I don't remember which one he has, but I knew he had one of them. Yeah, but it's beautiful.
It is.
Tell him it looks beautiful if you ever see it.
Hey, can I look at your tattoo? And it's like, which one?
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Let me touch it. It is so pretty. Touch.
Anyway,
you have free bandwidth. You know, you have no limit on the amount of traffic you get. But if you've got a lot of traffic, it's gonna suffer. Yeah. Right. Then you have the sort of server which has like pitiful amounts of hard drive.
Oh, also, Conclave used to be an actual node. For anyone out there, each node was separated by by Was it? Did they call it mastery? Conclave rating. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah,
And every
conclave rating.
mod affected your conclave rating, which they technically still do. There's still a number there, but they don't show anymore.
It was such a bloodbath because damage was insane compared to health pools.
Well, and so once it happened, there was when they started switching the conclave stuff over, you could get specters, which are still in the game, but they don't have the same usage that they used to. But you had to have a minimum conclave rating or a maximum and a minimum, depending on which level of specter you have. Now it's just like add whatever you want, and it's different combat levels. So, yeah. And they actually used to show you how many people were on the whole planet.
Really? Where's that?
Do you see it next to on Saturn? Next to the 21 out of 21,
24.
there's a 24. Oh, yeah. That's the number of people playing on Saturn.
Yeah.
Man, the days when we could actually get that kind of insight.
Remember also back then, this is when if you were the highest level of founder, you got your name on a node.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. So
You
mine
hovered over the node.
for anyone who cares, mine is still one place, but on our profiles it will actually show what node you found
relay?
it. So
all right.
yeah, so I wish it showed what relay you were on, because everyone's
they're all relays are the same, aren't they?
They're not. So I'm only on like one of the relays.
Oh,
yeah, it's weird.
It is weird, and it's all the older relays as well. I don't think they've even added it to the new relays. Have
No,
they?
they haven't.
That is annoying. It's terrible.
A little bit of salt when that happened.
I am still salty for you.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
only the tier below that. Anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Space, but a huge bandwidth, a huge pipe for the traffic. However, they actually have a limit on how much traffic you can get.
Right. But either way, even if you could.
Oh, and little skulls for the nightmare missions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nightmare was so stupid back then because what you would do is you would just do the ones in Mercury till you got all the mods. There was no reason ever to do anything higher than Mercury for Nightmare.
Nightmare
There's
didn't have that
nothing
many
else in it.
exclusive mods, though.
It didn't, but it did have a few, and they added more. Like when Arid Fear came out, they went
Right.
into the Nightmare pool. So.
The thing was, they also had higher credit rewards.
Yeah.
So when you're
but
doing a lot of fusion, it helped a lot.
No, but you got them from doing tier 3 keys credits. Was a much better farm, much
That's
easier
true.
farm and safer. Yeah.
Tier 4 was better, though.
Tier 4 wasn't out yet at this point.
When did Tier 4 come out?
Loki Prime.
That would have been... He was 3rd or 4th?
Oh.
Because Mag was
Oh,
2nd.
No. It was Ember, Mag, Rhino, Loki.
No, I'm pretty
Yes.
sure it was Frost.
Yeah, Frost. Yeah, Frost and Excalibur.
Frost.
Yeah.
Right.
Frost
Sorry.
wasn't in the
He was in the Void.
Prime Access. He wasn't in the
Neither
Prime
was
Access.
Right, he wasn't in the
Neither
Prime
was
Access,
Mag.
but he was in the Void.
Mag did not have Prime Access.
Maybe it was Mag Ember then.
It was Ember. No, they did Ember, I think, and then they took a break and did Mag, and then after that they did Rhino. Like
Okay.
Mag was weird.
There was... The beginnings of Prime Access were weird in general.
Yeah.
Because the original way of getting Frost blueprint was only from the event. And if you didn't get it from the event, you were screwed until they brought it back much later.
Yeah.
Because only the pieces dropped in the Void. Okay.
Could have a dedicated server. It still might not fix the problem of whatever lag you're personally having because it could be your end.
Imagine
Or your
this.
connection.
Imagine this scenario.
Rewind just a little bit, Drew. Just go
Look at
back to just so we can see the...
Well, the whole star chart?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just-
Well,
it
I'll
might
play
not
it from
fix
here.
The problem of whatever lag you're personally having because it could be your end.
Imagine
Okay, everybody. This is how the star chart used to look. You actually had perspective. You could turn it. Your frame was still there.
Wait, could you turn it?
I don't think you could turn it. Could you turn it?
Well,
I
how
don't
else
think
would you get to Mercury?
You just click Mercury.
Click on it.
Mercury's behind the sun.
Yeah, but you just click on the
Just
word
click
that you
on
can
it.
see
Oh,
it's
okay.
behind the
Yeah.
sun. You can still see
Well,
the words.
it wouldn't matter then, would it? You didn't have to turn it.
Yeah. But do you know, I really wish that in the Lasette, when you went to the navigation, your character would kneel down, the camera would come around the front, and it would do
It
this.
does.
Well,
Your character does kneel down.
No.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
No.
I'll recreate for what it does for you. It does this. Yeah, there we go. That's what it does. Look, I'm totally there with you guys. Look, and there's some stars or planets, sort of. Where's
He
my
means
hand?
further back.
Oh yeah, some planets here. Oh, I'm totally looking at planets. Yep, there's some planets. Oh yeah.
Well, so
No.
it's supposed to evoke this.
It's supposed to, but it doesn't. Yeah, okay, no, actually, your character's like me here, but you just put a planet in front, and your character does this.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
Goes like that. That's what it does.
Yeah, no, totally agree.
I fact, I could actually take you up to navigation. It's just up there.
I also love that they had the void key was always present, and you could always click on it from here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The void keys had like a mystique about them because of the fact you just clicked on void key. It's like, use a void key. Like, where am I going? It's not in the star chart because I click on the star chart.
To the
going.
void.
Void. What is the void? Why am I there?
I think I would have enjoyed unlocking the void far more in the star chart if I hadn't already basically unlocked it when it came out. I think if I'd been doing it when it came out, it would have felt more like that. Once they added the names, though, I was like, nah, miss me with that.
Yeah, it's not the same. Anyway, let's go look at the arsenal.
Imagine this scenario.
So much simpler, but not really that much different from now. I mean, really, we have all the same options. Does anyone notice the nice little fourth option under Nova's?
It's too small for
Revives.
me.
Oh my
Revives.
god, revives.
So if you look at Nova's banner, there's a little. I'm gonna use my mouse so I can point this out. There's a little tiny section right here, and right here. So you actually had to recharge your revives daily, and it was for Plat. It was 12 Plat total. It was 4 Plat a piece. No, 3 Plat a piece.
Per Warframe.
Yeah, and it was per Warframe. So if you had, this was the big incentive for having like all the Warframes and making multiple copies of Warframes, because even if you ran out on one of your Novas, you just switch Novas, and then you have more. Also, you could not use the same mods on multiple Warframes or on multiple weapons. So you had one loadout. You had one loadout. If you switched your weapons, you had to remove them all from the other thing first.
Yeah. So if you wanted to have another gun that you wanted to use, you'd have to slightly rank up another copy of the mod and put it in the other gun. Oh, man.
Just to point out, though, I remember farming Nova. It took 28 runs. Not because I was constantly getting the same parts. It's because back then, there was a chance you wouldn't get a part.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know? So...
It was actually not uncommon that you wouldn't get a part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more common to not get a part than anything else. And I can't remember which part it was. Maybe the neuroptics, maybe the systems. One part was
What's a neuroptic?
Helmet. The helmet.
I think you'll find.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. It was called the helmet, wasn't it? So when the helmet finally did drop, it was just like, holy shit.
Well, and so for some time, it did take them a while to switch from using the terminology helmet for the neuroptics, because they didn't have many alt helmets at the beginning. There was maybe one for special frames when they came out, but most of them didn't have alts when they came out. On the whole, Rhino, the only ones that did were the arcanes for the longest time, and that was only for what, 6 or 7 of the frames.
Yeah,
and that was the only.
All the base frames had.
Yeah,
I
6 or 7.
Nova was the last one.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
They did.
That's all.
Arcanes for. No, because you had. Wait, no. Necros had. Did Necros have 2?
That was after they switched him out. He got the shroud after they stopped doing arcanes.
Yeah,
and Necros is after Nova.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Nova was originally designed by the Design Council. No matter what it says in your codex,
thematically, not.
No, we actually did help design her too. We named the abilities,
and you picked them,
and we picked them.
I don't remember seeing the visuals of Nova in the Design Council.
This was before you were in the Design Council.
I don't remember the visuals.
There was no visuals. It was just
that's what I was just saying. Thematically, not aesthetically.
No, no, yeah.
Gotcha. Yes.
Right.
Yes. So
Thematically and mechanically, not aesthetically.
yes, I agree. Yes, you're totally right. You're totally right.
Sorry, I was like, I don't remember seeing, but like also, oh fuck, the carrier. There was but I can't remember what the options were. And when I saw carrier was an option, I just fucking knew that was going to be the name that was chosen. And you just looked at the Reddit. So what?
You just nutted.
Just nut. What? What the fuck are you talking about? Whatever. The thing that really pissed me off was the fact that the reason why the carrier won, the name won for the Sentinel, was because everyone just put as a reply, carrier has arrived. That's it. Yeah. That's the only fucking reason. I was like, it's not the carrier from StarCraft. It doesn't carry.
It does carry now, though, actually. It actually finally makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah, because it converts your ammo.
That's a fair point.
But yes, this was the day of this was back when Vacuum arrived. And everyone started. This was the beginning of carrier being the primarily used Sentinel because
the only used Sentinel.
Yep. Anyway, let's see what we talk about.
You are DE, and you have to buy the amount of traffic available for the potential users to use this system. Where do you draw the line? How much are you going to pay for in the hope that your player base actually signs up to cover the cost?
Yeah,
large health restores.
They still exist.
Yeah, they do, but they're very uncommon to get now.
He's also got a something converter, which is from the event that we foolishly lied about not doing, and we could have easily done it. I think it was it was with the Fomorians and the Infested, and you're dumping infested stuff into the Fomorian fuel cores. Into
the one on Earth.
Yeah, it was. No, they were on all the planets. There was one for each map node, I think. And we really could have done the Mercury one, but we didn't. There was A, B, and C, I think, or A, B, and
I don't remember this.
We didn't lie about it.
No, we were lied to about it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like, you guys wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, we totally could have done the one on the Mercury.
Fucking pissed off about that.
Yeah, Merastius.
Oh yes, this was the days of.
I still have those,
Dragon
by the way.
keys. Dragon keys are beautiful.
Yep.
Well, they still exist. What are you talking about?
Dragon keys? Or what?
Yeah, they still exist.
No, I know.
Oh, yeah.
They're just so much more beautiful then.
Except for the fucking hobbled one.
Well, no, they turn them to...
Nope, Dragon keys still exist.
They still exist. You can you can equip all of them now.
They look different though, don't they? They've got different images.
I don't remember what they look like now.
Yeah,
they look totally different now.
No, they're like more rusted over and shit like that.
Yeah, they look pretty. They look like void keys with extra bits on for this.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of lovely math that would have to go into that kind of stuff. I really don't think, because for some people, they're never going to want this system. I mean, like, what? I'm making a number percentage up here, but what? 90% of our games on, we never see any lag. Everyone enjoys it. Everyone has fun. Would we bother paying for a personal server? Hell no.
No. 90% of all statistics are made up.
We never.
I would totally pay for a private server if I still played as much.
I love how I'm invalidating the entire topic we're talking about. We're like 90% of our games, we don't actually have any lag, so what are we even talking about?
GG, Drew. GG.
Do that, and we don't have the best of the best internets over here in the...
Wait, did I fucking equip a hobbled key? Oh my god.
We love rusty fibers.
Rusty fibers.
No, aluminium.
Aluminium.
Oh,
fuck. Yeah, my parents in Wales, they actually have aluminium phone lines.
Were you talking about Wales? You mean? Never mind. I'm not going to go down that road.
What is that? Was that 12 minutes in? The first ever My Parents in Wales. How many of those did we have?
I have no idea.
My parents in Wales.
Stab through the head.
The noise attenuation is so bad that they get disconnected from the ADSL so frequently, and they don't even have the ability to get ADSL.
So for context for everyone, this was...
Oh my fucking god.
This was 6.5 years ago, right? 7 years ago? Over 7 years ago. Do you know what kind of internet Drew's parents still have?
No, they've got better internet now.
Oh, they got a fucking better internet than me.
ADSL.
No, they
ADSL.
have fucking fiber.
No, they have fiber. Now
Shoot.
he lives with ADSL and they have fiber.
So while we're all working from home, Drew, why don't you just go back to Wales? Because like you'd probably save a crap ton of money, and like, wouldn't that be awesome if you didn't have to go in every day?
One, I don't have to go in every day. Two, I'd live in a shoebox, like literally a fucking shoebox.
Under the stairs.
We don't have stairs. It's a bungalow.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that tiny.
It's fucking tiny. Like I cannot get any of my stuff in there. My desk with my form on, I couldn't fit it. I physically couldn't fit it in my room. That's how small it is. Got good internet though.
But just so you know, everyone, Drew loves his parents and still visits them.
Yes, I do. I love and the cats. Fucking love the cats.
Never mind.
Oi, you fucking, this first time you fucking get on this fucking.
Whoa! This is not
my thing.
This is not the first time I've been here. This is like the fourth.
Nice side story there.
Yeah, Drew.
No, it wasn't.
I mean,
Shut up.
So basically, if you're DE, you'll have to draw a line to how much you're going to estimate is the cost.
Did I speed this bit up?
A viable cost, right?
I swear I sped up the
Say
footage
you
for
get,
this.
like, an influx of people. You get too many.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you wait for like 25 seconds.
You
on
have
this.
the exact same problem people are experiencing now. They don't have enough bandwidth, and DE will have to take down the service to then get a new subscription set up. But because of how bad it happened the first time, people might not go for it a second time.
No, also, it's going to have to be subscription based, and the fact this game isn't subscription based, is in its favor, and that's the way to go today with free to play games. So
I am so glad we're not doing subscription based still. Laws, you were so wrong on that.
Well, I said it is free to play, and so it's not the way to go.
Yeah,
you said it was one of the failing. Oh, I thought you said
I said
failings.
it works in its favor.
Because this game is not subscription based,
It works in its favor.
It works in its favor.
I agree with this. Sorry, everybody.
But can I say, like, there's something about the way that this camera is going around this Orokin derelict ship. It almost looks like like an old model. Is it like when they used to do sci-fi with actual built models? There's something about the roughness of it that makes it feel so cool. It looks like stop motion. It's so fun.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why we were hanging around for so fucking long, because this footage is clearly sped up. Like, why aren't we actually fucking playing the mission?
I don't know.
I wonder if it's waiting for a slot in their non-dedicated servers.
It says waiting for 3 votes.
Parasite 2 they have servers, but they can't really afford that DE yet. So hopefully this game will help them.
Or never.
So it's not going to really be a long-term solution for them. It's just not. They need to improve the peer-to-peer system and allow us to choose hosts.
Drew, click the freaking play now.
Connection who lives in Sweden or Germany or
They did what?
And they did improve the networking.
Yeah, they did. And they've added several over time, and they've added connection centers throughout the world. They have CDNs throughout the world now, which is pretty impressive.
But, they used to have massive problems with StrictNet, StrictNet or StrictNet, whatever it is. And even though that still exists, it doesn't cause issues anymore because they fixed it.
Well, and they've also upgraded it so that it's not always over IPv4, which is fantastic. Because
the one of the also really cool things, like, I don't know if anyone else cares about this, but I certainly do. Back in these times, the rewards, you could tell if you were going to get good rewards or bad rewards based on like the first 1 or 2 rewards in a survival. Do you remember that? And then it turned out there was some weird pattern logic behind, and then Glenn went away and he came up with this better way to RNG what the results were based on networking traffic, which I thought was fucking phenomenal. Do you remember the weird, like, black and white dotted pattern thing? And then the bad one, it was like actual proper stripes and bands and things. But the good one, it looked like static on an old TV sort of thing. So that was something
remember that,
very
yeah,
interested. Yeah. Should we continue?
Yes.
Or something can host for you.
Yes. I'd also like to suggest that first off, people need to actually check to see whether or not you are downloading.
Also, I don't know how I didn't notice this before, but your Warframe is clearly in the background still.
Yeah, that's what it did. It just had all these objects and just the camera pans between them.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't notice this. Sorry.
Large amounts of game patches. Like
Actually, I think
on
that's
Steam or
LOZ,
something.
the Trinity.
Or if you're uploading stuff
Yeah, it
via
is.
Dropbox or anything of that ilk. If you are actually doing this and you're complaining about the connection, no, you're
Finally.
at fault here.
Yeah.
I accept that.
Yeah.
No.
However,
No.
likewise, DE, love you to bits. You need to actually check bigger packets on the ping. You can't do small ones. If you do small ones, you can actually miss out on the fact that people are doing downloading of big files or uploading of big files, and monopolize.
Oh, heavy melee strikes.
Oh, I just fucking realized why we took so long. We were fucking waiting for Wellsper.
Is it Wellsper?
Yeah, he's in the bottom right-hand corner.
I love you got the loading bars there as well, yeah. Why are we talking about big packets and small packets? Is that really a thing?
No, seriously, it is. It is.
No, he actually discussed this earlier. So you can change the size of the packet when you do a ping, so that you can accurately check how fast or slow someone's internet is.
Yeah.
A band.
We're gonna not talk about. We're not gonna hash that to death.
Problem really. They just need to let us, as I say, choose who's hosting, and then it would solve most of the problems. Obviously, you're never going to make everyone happy. We never are.
Definitely still need to choose who's hosting.
Story because we never make anyone happy.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the next story. I actually.
Mask.
What?
It's from Demon Mask.
Demon Mask?
Demon Mask.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The next post.
Oh! The next 3 posts.
Yes.
There's Demon Mask.
Well, Demon Mask, and then other people who support Demon Mask.
Okay, so...
Banshee is not a Demon Mask.
Banshee's not a Demon Mask, though she is a demon.
Okay,
I think you're fucking high.
You're mentioning their name over and over and over. You're just like, Demon Mask, Demon Mask.
Confused the shit out of me.
So
I was
the
fine, but
topic.
then Xeno goes, Banshee's not a demon mask. I'm like, what?
No, you said that.
That's what you said. Go back.
No, you said that.
Go back.
Demon Mask.
Well, Demon Mask, and then other people who support Demon Mask.
Okay, so...
Banshee is not a Demon Mask.
Oh God, it's
Yes.
me.
Banshee's
Yeah,
not
it's
a demon,
you.
Though she is a demon. And
Oh, there you go. No, there you go. But she is a demon.
Shut up.
Cringe your face.
Okay, so the topic here is about something that still exists, but dragon keys will still affect you in the orbiter and in other missions other than the derelict.
There's no orbiter at the moment, is there?
Yeah, there is. We still
In
dock the
the
Lisette
current
with the orbiter.
game?
It's just the orbiter's not in the void.
No, you
That
don't
line
go.
was
You don't.
moved.
There's no Lisette.
What do
No,
you mean there is no
talking
Lisette?
about modern day. Modern day, this still exists.
Oh, sorry. I thought you
Yeah.
meant in what this
That's what I
post
meant.
they're talking about.
The
Oh, okay.
post they're talking about is in other missions. So if you left it equipped, it would happen in other missions, which is how it still works now. Which is funny because DE was like, actually, we totally intended this so that you could have challenge modes for yourself. So you could all choose challenge modes. That's how this works.
Seems totally legit. I mean, how can you not believe that?
I do like that they are available, but I also wish there was a button at the end of derelicts that was like unequip dragon keys. So like next to
You have just finished a derelict mission. Would you like to unequip your dragon keys?
yes,
Yeah.
or no, and then do this mission again or whatever. Because that button's already
Or
there.
how about when you start a non-derelict mission with a dragon key equipped, it says, "Oh, by the way, you've got a dragon key equipped. Are you okay with this?" And you go, "Yes."
Yeah.
Well, I swear it really makes it clear now on the UI when you've got a dragon key equipped.
It shows it shows it in your inventory, but that's only if you highlight over it.
Yeah.
No, I thought it made your name like red or something.
I don't think so, because that would break their accessibility stuff.
Yeah.
Well, not with the new colorization stuff.
Well, we'll check that afterwards.
Sure.
No, I imagine Tobias
Let
right.
me open Warframe right now.
Oh,
Or
play.
let's continue.
So, right, we have recently had an update for the Orokin Vaults, or the Dalek Vaults. I like to call them the Dragon Vaults because I can't really remember what kind of vault it's called. And
Move the topic so I can see the beautiful background.
I actually, so the first time I actually got to do this was last night, and I absolutely loved it.
Just I thought, frame here, sorry, they came out what 3 days ago. They're very new.
They came out 2 days before I actually got to actually play it. So, and I absolutely love it. I love the fact that there are 4 keys for users to use that
users to use
what's called negative effects, debuffs. I love that. It means that people actually really have to stick together as opposed to running off. Granted, that didn't really stop.
Ironically, you're running off in the video.
The one with the hobbled dragon key, who's left behind horrendously.
So I assume we've got 4 debuffs here. So we've got what?
Yep.
Less health, less shields. There's 2 of them.
Okay. So the actual 4 keys. There's bleeding, which is 75% less health. Extinguished, which is 75% less damage, which I think actually should be something like 99% less damage. Anyway,
you have bad opinions. I'm sorry.
There's nothing wrong with 99% less damage.
Also, I'm pretty sure it was just 75% damage, not negative 75% damage. Because I'm pretty sure they aren't negative 75%. They're all like negative 25%.
No. It's negative 75%. You drop down to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very sure.
Okay.
Because if it just dropped you down 25%, I mean, that's fucking pointless. So no, it definitely is 75%. Because why is the hobble key drop you down to 50% movement speed?
But that's not 75%.
Yeah, I know. It's because 75% was too much. People kept on whinging about it.
Oh, yep, you're right. You are totally right. Yep, I am wrong. I accept.
Well, let's not dwell on it. But
she's 50%.
Okay, let's not dwell on it.
Christ, can I stop umming?
No, there's the
No.
shield one. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh,
but it's 75% less shield.
Decaying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So take these into the mission.
Yep, and then basically you have to find your vault
Pressure
door.
prayer.
It has been confirmed that there is always a vault door. However, it will be effing hard to find half the time.
No.
Yeah, you used to say effing instead of fucking.
However,
Which one of us said however?
you did.
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
However, I love how it only took me to topic 2 to go, wait a minute, what's my job here? Oh, yes, to prod Xeno to tell us actually useful information for once. Right. Oh, these keys. Yeah, tell me about the keys. Yeah. And then what the mission? The mission? Yeah. I love I'm guiding you. It's so good.
To be fair, this is back when I didn't know how to YouTube. We won't talk about those days.
Back
when?
when?
No, keep going.
I think I read that somewhere.
I didn't actually read that, but
it's not in defense missions because defense missions is one room, so that'd be pretty simple.
Oh yes, of course, that would actually make sense. And I would also strongly
those
advise
health
people don't
orbs
do this on survival.
Sorry, those
are
does
energy
that look
orbs.
like fucking those energy orbs. Hi,
Well, so they were all planets. They were all planet orbs, but literally everything in the game was originally just orbs. So it was.
I want to find this
half the time.
because there's plenty of like frames when it's like right in your face.
I read that somewhere.
Sorry, I just want to get one. See, like that's fucking like what Earth or something.
Yeah, so they were the navigation keys, or they were the navigation globes.
Yeah,
and then they used the same thing for everything except for resources at the time.
Affinity orbs. Yeah, they were still planets.
So
Affinity orbs still exist.
No, but they're an orange. Sorry, an orange.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
they just aren't.
So
very common anymore.
The reason why I'm pausing it on the orb. Oh, actually, Tobiah's not got an orb in front of him.
I didn't actually read that, but that's
too far back. We're too far forward. Here, I'll do it.
This is one room, so that'd be
Okay. There we go. For me, I've got one.
That would actually make sense. And
try and just get an orb. There we go. Cool. So we can see an orb. So the reason why I'm pausing on this is because later on in the episodes, we're recording, we're getting the topics and things. And for some strange reason, Loz makes an off comment about how he doesn't like the look of the new orbs, especially the energy ones. And he's just like, no, I want the original orbs back.
Yeah.
Well, so the health ones are like undulating bits of blood.
No, but
the what are the energy ones?
They're like this weird, oh god, kind of dodecahedron with gaps in it, sort of thing. I mean, you could probably look it up now.
But I mean, as Tobiah said, the way the game worked before is it would load every asset that was in the game. So why bother making an orb where you can just, you've loaded in these planets, just recolor them,
make it blue,
make them blue. I think they're upside down as well. I think there was that. So they don't look right, and then put them in as assets. It was a very clever way of, at the start of the game, going, well, I'm having to load this thing in. I might as well just reuse this asset.
Tobiah is currently looking for...
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Should we continue?
Oh, and they're actually dropped by specific...
I didn't know that. Cool. Should we continue?
Oh, and the nav coordinates are still the same things.
Yeah.
Strongly advise people do this on survival.
It's in survival. Oh, lovely.
Don't do this in survival.
Survival.
You know, the best. If you want to focus on getting the bolts.
I think they also wised up and didn't put it in survival, if I remember right.
No, they were there.
Are they still in there now?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just defense that doesn't have it.
Yeah, because defense would be so easy because it's one room with a few little side tiny rooms, so you'd find it in 2 seconds. So you'd farm it.
Does Capture still have it?
Yep. Yeah. Capture is the most common played still for it. But remember, Capture now still does the oh, you're doing a capture. Are you sure you... Oh, wait, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
Do it in Exterminate or tops Capture. Do not do it in survival, people!
People!
In Assassinate? That'd be cool. Go them with debuffs on the Phantom.
Oh,
Drew actually using his teleporter for good? What is this madness?
Well, that's because the only fast movement in the game at this point in time was Zorangoptering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't even directional melee.
You literally had to... It was... Otherwise, you would just run through the electrical water and probably die at this point because they actually mattered.
God,
it depends on it. Yeah.
But the 3 posts in front of you are mostly actually complaining about the fact that...
Mostly actually.
Actually complaining about the fact that...
Oh my god.
oh god, I just realized. Sticky.
You just said, oh god, in the same way, exact same way that you did in the video. This is perfect.
Shut up.
This is
Shut
perfect.
His complaint was about the hobble key. He hates the hobble key with a passion. 50% movement speed reduction. Oh no, it's terrible. It should be something like, 75% less energy. No.
What do you expect from a low-key man? He just doesn't use it.
If you're a low-key and you're not using your swap teleport, you're doing... Anyway, but the problem is, people also don't like the fact that when...
For anyone who doesn't know, the only way Drew uses swap teleport now is to send people off of cliffs.
Yeah. No, that's wormhole.
Oh yeah, swap teleport he uses to pull off of the end tile, just to dick around with you.
No, you can't use swap teleport there.
You can if they're on the right spot near it.
Yeah, just about to reach it.
Yeah, so you do that, and then what you do is you stand on the edge of something, and if the game doesn't place them correctly, it'll drop them off of the end, and then they'll end up going back a ways.
Used Loki in so long. It's so much harder to do this stuff now because everyone's got like fucking parkour 2.0. It's like so much harder to aim at them and swap teleport.
Yeah, because everyone's actually moving around now because we don't want to go anywhere near you.
This is true.
It's your fault that we all learned parkour 2.0. Let's be real.
It's also the period we thought Loki was one of the worst frames in the game.
Oh my god, it was.
Well, except for in defense. There was always a Loki in defense because they would have to whip out their melee.
No. At this point, we're stupid. Simple as at this point.
Oh, okay. See,
because it wasn't until
the people I ran with.
The
people I ran with, we always ran with this. But yeah, February. What happened in February the next?
February the next year, we came up with the premise of Faulty Frame Squad, and we chose the 3 frames we thought were the worst, which were Banshee, Vault, and Loki. And at the time, I do distinctly remember Banshee and Vault were not very good, but
Yeah, so
Loki.
How many episodes of Faulty Frame Squad are there, Drew? There's like 200 or something by now, right?
But the big thing about Loki is the fact that you had the radial disarm, and I was just too much of a pleb to realize the value of radial disarm.
I don't think he ever even uses it in FFS either. That's the sad part.
So I think we should keep going.
So Loki is like a deranged child in Faulty Frame Squad.
Oh, look, he started playing again. We should listen to
You
it.
got into a normal mission, like a Tower 3 survival, or what's it called, Apollodonus, or I'm picking all the survival maps, or Zinni,
or Tolstoy. Let's go fight war.
Yeah, and you've actually still got the key equipped to you. It actually still gives you the negative effect. And people are complaining to the fact that, this shouldn't be happening. The game should realize that you're not in a derelict and the key shouldn't have an effect.
Okay, the thing he just went in this, it took me like 3 years to find this hole. if not like 4 or 5.
Really?
So there's on derelicts, there's a room that is covered with vines. I was always just like, man, they're just teasing me. This is so mean. They're just teasing me for this. No, there's a hole from above to go through.
Which one's this? Sorry, can you rewind a bit?
Well, if you look at the mini map in the top left-hand corner, Loz, yeah, can you make out the room?
Yes and no.
Let me rewind it.
Well, you'll also see it when you go down. Actually, just play it, and you can see the door when you go through.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with this.
No,
Hopefully he
I
turns
don't
around.
Assume, obviously, because we didn't say it.
Okay, so you see the door there. That door is covered in vines.
Yeah.
It's one of the...
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah.
It's one of the waterway vaults. Yeah.
Yeah.
Into your gear slots, where your ammo boxes go, kind of thing.
Funny you should say this. All right? Demon Mask actually suggests to make it easier to actually was it Demon Mask? No. People are basically complaining that
oh my god.
you should be able to remove
No, it is Demon Mask. Introducing an easier way to equip the dragon keys from lobbies of missions.
Oh, I'm so glad we have like bullet jump and grabbing on walls and like if you all notice how hard it was for him to get up there, that was a normal thing. Like Drew wasn't just bad at climbing. And at the time you could only do like 2 climbs. There used to be part of MR 7 or 8. There was a wall you had to climb. The key was you had to precisely like jump to it, jump across and back and forth and stuff. But we figured out at some point that you could like climb, crouch, climb, crouch, climb. When they removed that was so sad.
Actually, just to point out, back then, I think they might still do now, but each Warframe has a movement speed. Back then, it was so much more important because the movement speed dictated how far up the wall they could run before they would fall down. And I remember Warframes like Frost and possibly Oberon, he's not out at this point, they weren't able to get out of the exit tile for the void missions because
you could do it with skill. You could always do it, but it was tricky. You couldn't just go straight up. You had to jump on a thing next to it and jump on.
Yeah, you had to jump onto a lamppost before you could actually do it. And do Warframes still have a set
they do.
movement?
They still have the beginning movement speed, but it's so much less important because bullet jumping is the same speed for everyone.
Yeah. So, and I can't remember what Nova's movement speed. I remember Loki having like the highest movement speed of all the Warframes.
Still does.
Yep. Of course,
because that's like his biggest thing.
Which is that's that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's such a bad frame.
Okay, right. This is my feeling on the matter. All right. I click Arsenal. I click Gear. I'm there. as opposed to I click gear, I'm there.
Yeah, well,
So speaking of having to click everywhere around, now you do have to click everywhere, like, and run to it, and or use your escape menu and then click
Escape
it,
menu,
and then it'll go.
Arsenal, into gear, into find dragon key, and massive pile of other items. Or search function. There's a search function, yeah.
There is.
I do also feel that there is sometimes that we don't appreciate what other people we often put ourselves on a thing like, we don't know what these people are thinking. And this is our first example of it. Clearly, we're not like thinking what that person's view is, which is like, no, I don't care about how much I have to click. It's not that bad.
I think Drew's actually agreeing with him here that he wishes it was less, but
we could have box on the I don't know. I feel that there's something to be had there. There's nothing to say we can't have a nice visual little box on the solar system map. Seeing as I can only carry one key at a time.
I think we're both agreeing.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
solar system map. Which
you are.
like,
You're actually agreeing that
No,
there should be a.
Drew's point is that this person wants a thing on the solar system map, so you can click it or something quicker to get to the gear to do it. Drew's thing is, I have to push Arsenal and gear instead. Like their thing is I have to push gear and I get dragon keys. My thing is I push Arsenal gear. I'm like, what's the point? There's not much difference. I think is your point.
No, you're saying that.
I'm saying put a thing on the solar system to make it quicker.
Yeah.
You're like, I just have to push Arsenal and then there. It's just one more click.
Arsenal.
I think my point is that having a UI element saying that you've got it equipped is more important than just one less click.
Yeah, let's go.
Dragon, or if say they add this into other modes, we could have other keys for other things.
That'd be cool.
There's a box, you can only carry one key, and you hover it, and a little drop down appears with all your available keys. You click one, it's there. So then before I go to another mission, I know I'm carrying a key. Actually,
what might be nice is, where you've got the private online invite only solo button at the top. Yeah. When you're not in a lobby, it actually shows you your keys on the right hand side of it.
Exactly.
What might be nice is actually having like a negative key, icon, like a dragon key icon, to the left hand side of it. Yeah.
Dude, waypoints were so much cooler then.
It's
go
that
here,
is cool.
Go here, go here.
Yeah. And then, it's a separate menu, and you click on it, and it brings up a list, much like the invite only, or that.
Someone's got the horrible key.
Intrusive. You click on it, and then you select one.
Loz is like,
it's not
horrible.
No issue with going. I need to go into my gear and changing it. It's just 2 button presses.
Hey, it's your boy Alabaster Excalibur. This skin existed for all of like 3 days before they removed it again.
What?
Yeah, it used to be an actual skin for Excalibur.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Either I don't. It's really shiny.
That's all this thing is it's a giant Excalibur with a skin.
Excalibur.
No, it's an Excalibur Prime, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, it's an Excalibur Prime with a skin.
I mean,
or technically 5, but I mean, I feel that actually putting another button in the front is just removing one button press. It's
Well, you wanted to improve the inventory
UI
system, so we had more use of it. Maybe
I do love that.
To the solar system app would be useful. I don't like some bits of the new inventory system, but not that bit. That bit's fine in my opinion. So I can see people's point of view, but maybe even just a visual thing on the solar system map to show that I've equipped a dragon key would be nice. I can see
a good idea.
some people's points this to remove it so that if you take this into a normal mission, it doesn't affect. That just seems silly. It's quite cool that you equip this thing. It's like you're carrying it around with you. And if you want the convenience of having it so you don't have to think the next time you do a derelict, well, you're going to have a negative to it. This game needs more negatives, needs more difficulty.
Actually, what I would suggest is if it's just a, hey, look, you've got this thing, you don't need to even add another symbol or anything like that on the solar system app or anything. Just change the blue on the private blah, 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 to red.
Yeah,
it's quite big, it's quite in your face, and then that way people are like, there's a red thing on my hood. It's gotta be there for a region.
I don't know.
Yeah,
what was that accent?
The hick voice still
Can we
exists.
have that on again?
No, he still does this. He still does this on videos.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm an old prospector man.
I'm an old prospector, man.
prospect man.
I'm here to get some gold.
Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Make it pulse a bit, and if you hover it, it says, you know, a little turtle appears, dragon key equipped, or hopefully we have other keys, please. I like this system. Let's have more.
I'd love to see this expanded further. I love the fact that you have to work as a group, right? Now,
We did for a while. There was some missions that were still locked, so the Alad V keys.
No, but not on the same system as Dragon Keys. Let's say.
Yes. Agreed.
Oh yeah,
Different
like, negativities.
Yeah, different game modes. Like you have to carry a thing into a mission, and it did 2 of the Dragon Key effects, or different effects. Maybe it redirected 10% of your damage to yourself, so you had to be careful when you attacked and when you healed, something like that. You know, it would have been nice. It was. I like the system. I think that's the same thing with all the Warframe, isn't it? I like the system. It'd be nice if they expanded upon it.
Yeah,
tagline
for
to
sure.
Warframe.
I was actually tempted not to talk about this, but I'm going to now because I've said group. Now in front of you there is.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Did you hear that? That near Wilhelm scream.
I love the scream. The old scream was so good. It feels like you can feel the fear in the person's lungs.
It was so much more visceral.
Yeah.
Can we go back again?
Yeah.
I was actually tempted not to talk about this, but I'm going to now because I've said group. Now in front of you there is a post by
Austrian
I'm glad I have Loz with me because I can't read.
Why did you pick the bad names?
This was
I love how you just made it sound like you were illiterate. Not that you are, but
I just love Loz's comment of why did you pick the ones with the bad names?
names.
I have to agree with this. Okay.
the only post I found complaining about what's called the vault system. Right, this was the only one that was complaining about the vaults. There was a lot of posts, and you can see that there's 32 ups on this post.
32 ups.
Right, you know there was only 1 or 2 on the other ones, but I mean this has got 32 ups. Right?
Yeah, Loz, 32 ups.
32.
The days before Twitter when we said ups instead of likes or approvals or upvotes.
Yeah,
to the ups.
ups, Loz,
just
ups.
to translate this post, basically, you can't solo vaults.
At all?
Well, not at all, but you've got a very low chance of success. So say you go do an exterminate and you have to take 1 of 4 keys with you. You can only take 1 of the 4, and only 1 of the 4 is what you need. Yeah.
Oh, right, I see. So,
Look at that absolute chat ignoring the extraction point.
I think the key, I need my health, but I needed the slowing key.
I think I was waiting for people to turn
The
up.
hobble key, yes.
Yeah.
I love her in
And
the Soma
it's
meta.
just like, you know,
Oh,
that
yeah.
can happen. And this person is complaining,
Oh, we were waiting for you were waiting for laws.
saying that, you know, the vaults aren't 100%. Well, we've seen evidence to suggest that yes, it is 100%. You just got to look real hard.
That's the wrong button.
You know, last night when I was doing one of them, I ran past the vault.
Oh, something I
I
did
love
forget to
how
point
he
out.
could have provided portals. To
No,
get
ran
me
out of
to the
energy.
No, he was at 27 energy at that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And there was no way to regen energy at this point because there's no graces,
well,
there's
that's
no
the point.
pads, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Actually,
something
I just
I did point out. Oh, I was going to point out the stamina bar. You can't see it because of Drew's face, but the stamina bar still exists at this point.
one thing I wanted to ask the both of you. So, at this point in time, you could only have 1 dragon key equipped. Now, with the infinite rotating gear,
You can put all 4 on.
You can put all 4 on. A kind of. Well, a part of me wants to go back to the whole you can only have 1 equipped thing.
The reason I like having all 4 available is because what we talked about, their reasoning behind allowing them to stay off after the mission or on after the mission. You can do more challenge modes with it. It would also be interesting if it required more. So if you had more keys, if you got a better chance at a higher tier mod. So like you had a better chance at heavy caliber
For some reason.
if you had all 4.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from. I just feel that it takes away from the camaraderie of playing with other people.
Fair.
And I get the reason they left it in was in part because players couldn't matchmake into the derelicts as they were still behind keys. But now that the derelicts are around Deimos, I don't see a reason. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking. Maybe I'm reminiscing too far about the olden days, and it should be shut up and just play the game.
Maybe Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Gosh, let's see how this goes.
Door 3 times.
Wow.
And then someone said, it's here. I'm like, oh wow, I feel like a real idiot.
So
I feel like a real idiot right now.
100% though. We're talking,
Well, that's not new.
More than
Really
90+%. We're talking
Yeah.
definitely they're there. Okay.
Yeah. And
Ooh,
so everyone
void.
is aware the vault doors
ammo
actually
drum.
replace a normal door.
Ah,
So-
okay.
So, you know, it's not going to be down a hidey hole, you know, in some corner, you know,
Behind
if
some
they're-
bushes. In the
behind
shadow
some
on the
bushes, yeah.
left.
As long as there's a proper wall that can support a normal door, that door could be a vault door.
Right, so I mean, this game, based on your tile system, you get to know your tiles, you get to know your exit and entry points, and how
Yeah.
they link. You actually can check every tile pretty quick.
Yeah, you can do it pretty easy. Right, so this requires so dragon keys require void keys, right? So one void key gets turned into a dragon key.
Mhm.
Go do a polygons. Do it with people that you know. You can get up to 30 minutes and get 2 keys.
Well, it's a confirmed key at 15 minutes in a survival, which is 100% chance you will get a key. So 15 minutes.
Oh yes,
suppose
I
so.
apologize.
So you
I
could
just
do
wanted, yeah.
two 15 minutes, which would be your 30
Yeah.
minutes, would get you 2
Yeah.
keys, definitely. So, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. There now is a reliable, easy source of getting a key. You mean
Yes.
you might want that key, but you know you have to. Doesn't matter what key it is. I
Yeah.
assume.
Just keep going for it, right? So find the vault, then finding out whether or not the vault is your key, right? So you have a 1 in 4 chance of actually having the right key.
If
Right.
we're solo here.
If you're solo here,
Right.
yeah. Come on, people, this isn't a solo game mode.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I mean, okay, so you go, I'm gonna play it online, ha 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 ha, and you end up with 4 people that have the bleeding key. You know,
Right.
no, just
Well-
go on the region on the chat thing, and just say, I need to do this.
Well,
Does
I don't
anyone
think
want?
you can't. It's a key, so you can't just click online and get a team of 4. You have to invite people.
People actually LFGing in
that's
Warframe.
what
What
I
is
mean.
that?
Yeah.
You have to, if you're going to be on your own,
People don't
if you're
do
going
that.
to be with 3 people you don't know, you need to talk with them, and you need to say, which key are you taking?
Right.
Yeah, you need to do that. If you're going to just complain because you can't organize a group, I mean, maybe.
I just want to say, like, why the fuck didn't I suggest, just matchmake using the keys? Like, you have a hobble the key equipped, therefore you'll be good.
That's a lot of effort because you have to. You could be queuing. Be like, I don't know why this queue's taking me so long, and it's because everyone is queuing with. Nobody wants to be the hobble key. Everyone's queuing with the extinguished key, and so you're sitting there like waiting 20 minutes when
It's
you could just swap to.
It's just simpler to do with friends. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
or chats. Chat's fine, just talking chat. But I love even then Xeno hating on the solo player. Come on, guys, it's online.
Why are you doing solo? This
Why are you
isn't a
solo?
solo game.
Online game mode. Game mode online.
Okay, let's stop hurting his feelings.
Fine, British don't have feelings.
DE
That's not true at all.
could do some, like, looking for dungeon.
Here's the
system,
suggestion.
and just go, this person has this key, this person has this key, this person has this key, and this person has this key. Shove them together.
Well, for most games,
Just shove.
some games need that. You got your MMOs that need it, but
Yeah.
this game, obviously, it's an
It doesn't
online
need
game,
it.
and it doesn't need. okay, I just get a little bit of a sidetrack here. I feel that a lot of the player base of this game are quite entitled and expect to be able to do instantaneously on patch day. We had this with the new Golem boss, or you can call it J2000 or the Fantis, whatever you want to call it. People wanted to do it immediately and didn't want to wait the 3 or 4 hours it took to farm a couple of derelict keys to get then a couple of Golem nav coordinates to get the Golem, then 3 hours of building that key. People didn't like that, and it's the same with this. People want to be able to play it how they want and get all the content. Other people, sorry, just to point out, it's like another thing I saw on the forums a while ago. It's like the new Dakara blade came out, and people wanted the blade. They couldn't get the blade from Tier 3 Exterminator.
Shimmers them in chasms. What are you talking about? I'm saying that perfectly well. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Dakara.
Dakara? What's wrong with the spelling of this thing? Is this how it's spelled?
Yeah, it's not Nakak, it's Nanak. Latest arbiters. No, not late. Yeah, no, it is the latest one. Yeah. Oh,
I love how actually I do remember this actually. I mean, first I'm saying like people are entitled, but no, I actually do remember this. I was kind of right on this. People so the way it worked is that the patch went live. You had to have nav coordinates to make the key to do the Golem bot. Yeah. You had to get nav coordinates to do the keys to go do the derelict missions.
Yes.
And on the derelict missions, you then find the Golem nav coordinates. You then use to make a Golem key to then go fight the
assassination.
Yes. Yeah. But people whinge like, "Oh, I want to be able to do it right away." And it was so stupid because eventually, like, oh no, the nav coordinates was the thing people were moaning about the most. Just the basic nav coordinates, like because you could get them in any missions, but give it a week, everyone had so many that they never needed to ever farm them again. They just they dropped them everywhere. But because there was that small window where people were like, oh, I log in, I have to go do normal missions to go do this thing. So many people whinging. I remember that now.
The one that I remember being like super problematic was the Mutus added V1s because they put them on
infestations.
The invasion missions. Yeah, the infested invasion missions
called infestations.
Was it called infestations?
Yeah,
they were very low chance though. That was the problem.
Yeah,
it was only like 3 a day.
An invasion has 2 factions. An infestation is versus the infestation. That was
okay. Fair enough. But the worst thing is that those missions had a lifespan, not just a time, right? But the number of players doing it would lock you out.
Here's the problem. Invasions even now take days. Most of the time take days. Because
do they?
Actually you can use Warframe Hub, selfless plug, and it'll show the current running time. Now, the ones up now may not be taking days.
Sorry. You mean days to change over or
to complete?
To complete?
No, they don't take days to complete.
Sometimes they do,
because
especially when there's stuff that people don't want.
Yeah.
I don't remember like doing one. Maybe I've got this weird perception because it's Nightwave stuff. So I have to do an invasion because the Nightwave.
Right, that's the difference.
Yeah, it's coincidental. Yeah.
When it's Nightwave, people they're going to get done fast because everyone has to do them.
Yeah. But wow, interesting. What was our point?
Look at the data.
That's a hat. It's a hat. That's your glasses. Actually, it's too small. I can't see.
Sorry. The what blade? Do you mean the Dakar blade?
The Dakara?
Oh god, it was called the Dakar first.
Cool when it's called the Dakar. More Dakar sword. It was awesome. Anyway,
but
the one bit of that's hard is the sword blade. The sword blade, the handle, and the recipe.
Where the fuck did that look come from?
And people were complaining they've done 10.
Oh wow!
What proper invis?
Yeah, he just popped out of nowhere. That was so cool.
Wow.
That Tower 3 exterminates and still not gotten it, and it took to buy their void key packs to get these exterminates. They didn't get enough of these exterminates. And yet there's so many melee weapons in the game.
Friendship door.
On the market and all the lab.
Friendship
And people
door.
want that, they want the one thing, the new thing, they have to have it. And they can't wait for it.
What the fuck are you doing to that microphone?
I think I'm tapping the desk. Now? Oh,
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
gonna-
no, 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 not back then.
Oh,
I just said tap, tap, tap,
Tap, tap, tap, tap, tap,
It's
tap.
like, what the hell are you doing?
So he was practicing for his audition for Rel.
wait,
Clearly.
wait.
Did you
just
not
now?
hear it? Oh, I'll rewind it.
And people were complaining they've done 10 Tower 3 exterminates and still not gotten it, and it took them to buy their void key packs to get these exterminates. They didn't get enough of these exterminates. And yet there's so many melee weapons in the game.
No, wait.
On the market and all the lab, and people want that, want the one
There
thing,
it is.
the new thing, they have to have it. And they can't wait for it. It's
Yeah.
the same with this. That I want to do it how I want. I don't want to have to be in a clan. I don't want to have to go and get people.
What were you
I'm
doing to that poor
bashing the
microphone?
desk. No. It's a desk mic. So I was
Right.
probably bashing the desk in frustration.
Yeah, and I just realized you're also on speakers as well, weren't you? Because that's why I can hear myself echo.
Well,
It's the only way to make sense.
I may have been on a laptop, so probably.
Were you on
I
a
don't
laptop
think
back then?
I was. I think it should be your setup.
You
Well,
all
there's
just
no
have
way
weird
I'd hear
setups.
myself.
It's better now. Let's keep going.
Yeah, okay.
People to do it with. Well, then you get the downside of you have to. There's a chance you might
that
not be able to
fucking
open the vault
Ember?
every time.
Yeah.
Fucking Amber.
I mean, not to point out, sorry, that these aren't hard.
Oh, look.
The debuff
Fucking
come off
Amber
at
with
level
World on
30
fucking
there.
fire.
Oh god, it was a cakewalk. I'm like, seriously, this is possibly why I want.
What are you talking about?
to
No.
say,
She just walked
you know,
around and everything was just catching fire.
Yeah.
Oh, she's doing it right now!
No. You could see all the mobs as it ran down the corridor. All the mobs on the left and right just got fire damage to it from World on Fire.
Okay. And for some reason, my mic keeps muting itself. I don't know why. I'm not the one muting it. Anyway.
Well, I can't mute your mic.
The
I
exhausted
know you can't.
key. Oh, maybe the exhausted key says, no, you can't use the Soma on that because the Soma is exceptionally broken. You know, I had no issue with killing anything. You know, and like, I was like, oh, let's up it to 90% of your damage. I want to be able to rely on my friends. I still ran off on my own trying to find the damn vault because I had no worries.
Exactly. I mean, the difficulty is another issue. I'm sure we'll come to it another time. But
Yeah.
So back to
And we still do today.
Yep.
this person, it's just like this game is a multiplayer game. You can't access.
I just realized.
It's
Okay, so Drew, could you pause it? I think every time I've been pausing it, I'm not getting picked up because your hotkey for spacebar is mute the mic.
What?
You have a hotkey on what you gave me for muting the mic.
I have a hotkey for mute. Not on my OBS, I don't.
Well, joy. Okay. Well, mine's been muting it.
Well, I could just do it. There we go.
Have you been muting yourself this entire time?
I may have been.
I think that's what I made. Yeah.
Oh
I
shit!
made it with my trigger thing.
Well,
Hey.
we'll see
No,
what,
I'm
we'll, see-
just
we'll finish this up and see what happens.
okay.
the forum it's full of lovely people. And if you don't want like one clan, you can find another clan. I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
seeing as this is the new content, there's loads of clans running this. Join a clan.
Loads of clans.
Be social,
Yeah.
have some fun.
Yeah. Say hello. Right.
Oh god.
What?
So
God,
now
wait.
that,
Shut up.
That's been discussed. I want to talk about where the hell.
I also want to highlight the big thing about playing with in-game audio, because the number of times that I've been listening to Loz talk through this, and then we got Lotus talking at the same time, I cannot appreciate more now having the in-game audio for a fucking podcast was the stupidest idea that I could come up with.
Well, do you mute it now?
Yeah, there's no in-game audio.
Is the equipment and the statue/trophy room.
Right. So we're gonna balance up our show now by not defending D.
Yes. Because, I mean, I love the dojo. I want there to be more thing in the dojo for me to stay in the dojo. Yeah, I mean,
And then they
love
made
it
relays.
if there was some sort of special chat system.
You often want more things.
I do want more.
You can stay in places.
Yeah, okay, I get it. William Shatner, shut up.
In which you can easily communicate with people that's exclusively in the dojo. Or I'd love it if there was. I just want more interaction for players in a clan in the dojo.
Have you put up the post for this yet?
Yep, yeah, I put that up.
Okay, so obviously that's from the Design Council thread, isn't it? I think it's been archived. You said.
Right. So this actually came out during update 9. And it's like, oh, look what's gonna come in update 10. I don't know why I'm being robotic.
I don't know if they said update 10.
No, they did talk about that during one of the live streams.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember it popping up on a live stream. I don't know if they said update 10. We'd have to, I can't confirm that, but I remember them saying this was coming after the July post. So you saw this first. I've never seen this post before.
Yeah.
But
the thing was, even if it wasn't to come into update 10, DE, why have you archived this post?
Right, yes.
We can't talk on this post anymore. We can't ask you what's going on with it. We want to, but because you've taken it out of the Design Council and you put it in the Design Council archive, we can't talk to you about it.
Well, it may have been that it's been scrapped or something, which I think 2 issues here. We'll talk about the aquarium.
Just to confirm, this has not been scrapped.
Trophy room. The aquarium, we've got some.
It still exists.
Well, I mean, we didn't get the.
We never got the aquarium.
No, we did. It doesn't look nearly as massive as the concept art does. Much like the trophy room is like nowhere near to the scale. Like the trophy room, you were supposed to be able to put so much more in it, but it's just you put whatever you.
Can you put fish in the aquarium?
Nope.
No. That's well. I mean,
it wasn't really an aquarium.
It was like some kind of big hall room. So yeah, it's like
I kind of
a proper aquarium where we could put proper fish in.
Proper fish in the game now. Why can't we? We've got one on our ship. Why can't we have one on the bloody dojo?
I mean, that's a fair point. To be fair, Oh my god,
that's
killing myself.
A fair point. To be fair.
Shut up.
Fairly, one must fairly consider how fair this point that is fair is fair.
I feel like I'm infecting myself listening to stupid, inane me.
Let's roll it on.
Way, you may be.
Well, let's roll it on because I've only got another hour.
Okay.
I actually remember seeing in the art live stream fish. So
yeah,
they have. I don't know. They have said about the wildlife and they don't want to add too much or something. So maybe the aquarium they thought, oh well, it doesn't quite make sense with them collecting livestock and things. So we may have gotten the Zen garden instead of the aquarium. I know they haven't said this, but maybe that's why.
Oh, did we?
But
yeah,
the trophy room.
The trophy room.
No. The Zen gardens were like the huge open area sort of thing.
Squares.
Yeah, big square. Or maybe they were talking about the small squares, like the ones that we have for that we attached the.
Well, don't forget there was 2 different phases of dojo. There was the original dojo that looks totally different.
Yeah, this was.
Oh no, we're on the second thing.
No, this is the original dojo. This is original dojo.
This is definitely the second. No, because we have our clan emblem, we didn't get the original dojo tiles. So
yeah, we know when.
Okay.
Because we had a historic thing about the original dojo in our first clan and things. So this was the newer dojo.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't even know that we need that. We need to know. We need to have some cool things in an achievement system that's not obviously just personal. It's nice that it'd be in the thing. Kill every boss, get different trophies.
Actually, do you know what would be really cool? Like, what would be really cool is if we had sort of like the trophy room, and you had like racks. You had racks that you can actually put trophies of your fallen foes on, right?
Yeah.
Now these aren't necessarily just the bosses. You could actually say, oh look, I have killed X many of these fusion mowers, and I put like the head of a fusion mower on an actual spike or something.
Well, if it was really cool to expand on the idea, you could have it that So it bases on the clan's overall kill of X faction. When you've killed 1,000 Grineer, you get a tiny thing, or you get like a head or something, and then as you get more and more, it becomes a bust. And then once your guild has killed, so your dojo clan has killed its 10 billion Grineer, you have a massive golden Grineer Captain Vor statue.
I like this idea.
So it develops.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, the whole clan's effect of killing,
Yeah, that should be like, a really good thing. And again, something that would actually bring the clans closer together. But where'd it go?
Yeah. Well, we have had the Zen Garden was added recently, which is nice.
Where did that come from?
In the drums, we have the drums as well.
Yeah, no, it's like that. There was no mention of those coming into the game in Update 10.
Well, okay, let's not label as in what update when they were coming, but yeah, I don't remember any mention of them appearing in a live stream beforehand.
I also like to point out it used to be like a year or so between updates.
Topic we've had.
Yeah.
What?
Like
no, it
major
was like a
updates.
few months.
A month.
Yeah, no, they were pretty rapid at this point.
Yeah, they were really.
Sorry, I'm thinking
we're talking about that.
between 12 and 15. It was about a year between them each.
Because there's also 14 in between them.
And 13.
No, 13, 14, and 15 each took about a year.
No.
Because Arcwing took a really long time originally.
Maybe. But the thing of, I think what we're talking about here is back then they were really lazy with their patch notes. That the patch notes were really basic, and then there was I can't remember when it was, that they said, okay, we're going to make sure we do the patch notes a lot more clearer and they'll have everything in. Like back in these days, the patch notes would cover the really major stuff, but you'd have the whole studio working on so many things, and they'd shove it all into the patch, and they weren't able to assemble the entire list for the patch notes.
Yeah, I do remember Rebecca saying like she would have to come up with the patch notes and things. Yeah. And people criticized, why didn't you say this was in the patch?
And she's like, I didn't know.
Yeah, she turned around and was like, I can only write the patch notes based on what everyone else tells me.
Yeah. But then I think they must have made it a policy that like when you're going to submit something for a patch, add it into this document or something, and then they could pull the patch notes from that, and yeah, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
Well, they also they could also generate them automatically because when you do commits, you can add a patch note in there. So anyway,
the trophy room, it seemed like I don't know. I feel that's a good idea and had some use, and that's just gone completely.
Yeah. Right. Okay then. I've actually run out of things to talk about.
Only if Cringy Drew, you ran out of things to stop fucking embarrassing me over. Christ.
Oh god, if there's anyone from Limit Arbiters, please have a finishing on Arbiters. Be like, all right, well, I think we've all just ran out of things to talk about.
Can I just delete this episode from existence?
Drew, when am I going to be on the Arbiters again?
Well,
probably never.
No, never. I'm joking.
It's okay.
We could talk about, but we'll stick with forums.
Yeah. Okay then. Well, thanks very much for everyone for watching, and we shall see you next week.
Oh god, fucking
finally, it's finally done. It's finally done.
I think that's cordier than actually calling it 10 o'clock.
No way.
Anyway, right, thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're just going to leave that there.
Christ, we had this... Oh my god. What the... Oh.
Why was it bullet time?
Bullet time.
No, we're not talking about this. We're not fucking talking about this. We'll make it go away. Tobiah.
You even had your name on here.
No.
Really?
No.
Oh yeah. Wait, Google Plus as well.
It's because fucking Google Plus you couldn't actually put something else there. Good job, Loz, covering up the name.
You had to change your YouTube name for it.
Huh?
You had to change your YouTube name to do it.
YouTube name was separate.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. So like Google.
As you can see, there's also
Wow,
Minecraft.
Back then.
Yep.
No.
Go watch Xeno's
No,
Minecraft
that's gone.
video.
That's gone. That's
They're
fucking gone. I deleted them all. They're fucking gone.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to graphs.
Yeah. Well, no, let's just. I know you're not gonna have but so I think it was what 4 topics in there.
Three.
3. I forgot, was it 3?
Yeah.
I love how we just sort of abruptly end. It was brilliant. The early days, obviously.
See
Lots
ya.
to learn.
Can we please? Oh no, hold on. I can control this. We're fucking coming off the screen.
Oh, I love this.
Anywhere else.
Let's put some nicer. Let's put some other footage in the background.
You must have like, yeah.
Let's put some Gordon Ramsay.
No, it's fucking not get me copyright struck. Anyway, let's just
Right. Graphs.
Okay, on to graphs. If Tobiah can hit the right buttons.
Cool. Right. So bye guys. I'm really covered up. So
Yeah, this time it's you, Drew.
Yeah, I know.
It's
last
okay.
week we asked a bunch of questions, and the first question we asked was, have you ever experienced the issues as described in topic 1? Pubbies getting angry over void relics you brought. So do you remember this, Loz?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Right. Tobiah, do you want to get rid of the topic name?
Balls.
Topic no worries. So we had 27 people vote. 22% said yes, and 78% said no. Tobiah, have you ever experienced this?
Yeah, actually I have. I think I commented on the original thread at some point because yeah, puppies getting angry over what you bring is a very real. It's not only in void relics is the horrible part. Like it can be in fissures, it can be in, you go to Hydron to go level some stuff and people are like, "Oh, you're leeching so hard." It's just like, dude, it's Hydron. What do you think I'm here for?
Who goes to Hydron to level stuff?
Me.
Why don't you go to the ESO?
Because you can't level Warframes on ESO?
You go to regular ESO.
Because it takes forever on regular SO, and it's actually faster to do it on Hydron. I can do flashbangs too. Good job.
Next card.
Why do you run void relics?
Yep. So this was multiple choice. So multiple people could choose different options. So people could choose different options simultaneously. So 3% said fun.
No fun.
No.
14%.
4% said fun.
Oh, I got so someone else has voted in the meantime. Sorry, I got 3% in front of me.
Boy,
so
that's fun.
Huh?
Now including less amount of fun.
Now including less amount of fun. So 29 people responded. 3% said fun. 14% said ducats, and 14% said prime parts, and then 48% said to help friends. Actually, I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy that 48% of people said to help friends.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
So I can't tell if Loz in your avatar, are you leaning back or are you holding your VR?
No, he's got his hands behind his head.
Well, I couldn't tell because for a while it's like this. but it's like off of his head, so it's like this.
Oh yeah. I can't touch my face. Like, is it this is the front of the VR headset, as you can see. Like, there's a bit of difference between where the actual model is and where my VR headset is.
You just gotta smash it.
I can't touch the side of my head either.
Smash it.
Like, okay. Like this isn't. I've got my hand on my mouth, you see, and it's like I'm scratching my chin. You see?
Yeah.
You know what you need with that? Because of what's coming up in a few days, you really need a mustache. Do you want to reset your account level after you reach MR30?
Right, so
No.
I kind of love this. I actually had to add the yes column in there because no one fucking voted for it. Right?
I mean, who would do that?
Yeah, so this was actually suggested in the topic.
Yeah, this is my fault.
No, I thought it was a fairly decent topic. But
Shit,
when you hit MR30, do you want to reset? Like 10% said that they didn't care. Kind of surprising. 90% said no. Not surprising at all.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Next card. How do you feel about the MR30 editions? So 3% said negative, 7% said that they had no opinion, and another 7% said that they didn't care. 34% said neutral, and 48% said positive.
Okay, in your mind, what is the difference between neutral, don't care, and no opinion?
Neutral is they don't have any negative or positive opinion. Don't care is they just... No,
you literally just said the other one in there. No opinion.
Yeah. Neutral and no opinion are basically the same thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't care is like I don't even want to put a dog in the race, but like neutral and no opinion should be the same.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you all feel about these?
I mean, you could go to neutral, yeah, no opinion, and they could see the merits of the positive and the negative, but don't care is just like whatever, just let it all burn. Let it all burn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
how do you two feel about the MR30 editions?
Well, part of me is neutral on it, but I also have no opinion on this matter.
Damn it.
Are you being serious?
I was actually asking. But...
I don't. I honestly, I don't.
And then he said the third one that's the same.
I don't really care. No, my main thing is until we see what the buffs are going to be, for that they'll decide on how those affect either the solar system or the people on the thing, and how much. Because they even said damage as one of the buffs.
Yeah,
so we'll
that's
see how much
tricky.
Exactly. So until it's implemented, and we see. I am withholding my.
Did they say damage?
They did use the word damage. They weren't being specific. It wasn't like they were kind of spitballing while on stream. So it wasn't. I don't want to take it as ironclad. That's what they're going to do. But they did use the word damage in relation to the buffs. That is in that could be one of the buffs, sort of thing.
I think part of the problem though is that'll just.
Yeah,
I think too much of the player base wants damage.
Not until they exactly.
Sure.
Let's see what they implement. Let's not start doing our own hypothesis on it. Let's leave it to them. Let's get them see it in the game, and then also maybe give them a week to see some feedback on it, because it might be they put it in the game and everyone says they hate it and they take it out, because that happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Final. Go ahead.
I think I'd like to just say I'd rather not make an opinion until something comes out.
Yeah, I think I agree on that.
Wait and see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Topic 5. Yeah, whatever. How do you feel about treating your affinity as a syndicate resource after you've hit MR30, as LOZ described? So, LOZ, could you describe it again?
No. No, I think I can. It was something like... It was a resource. I don't know what you did with it, though. But you kind of... It was a capacity. It didn't get used up, but you could allocate it for things, I think.
No. The idea was that you could spend... your affinity like a syndicate reputation,
right?
And when new weapons and things came out, you could use those to get back up to 30, but you didn't go beyond 30.
Oh, so you could drop down, but you couldn't go above.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that was his idea.
That. I don't like that.
So Tobiah feels negative. So 3% said no.
You sure you're not neutral on this?
17% said negative, 31% said positive, and 45% said neutral.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
And that's it
graphs.
for the graphs.
Now it's time for supporter questions.
Yeah, LOZ, supporter questions.
Yep.
It's time for supporter questions, LOZ.
What? Have you sent me them?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, let me just try and scroll down on Discord. Yeah, for some reason it scrolled up. Why is it scrolled up? There they are.
Mm.
Boom. Okay. Roof on Fire says, want a Fanta.
Yeah, I could go for some Fanta.
I could go for some Fanta.
Yeah.
Dovaro. LOZ, dear, beautiful, incredible, great LOZ. Congratulations, good sir, on getting to the double memes. Now you won't ever have to worry about adding more than the usual amount of memes for other 10 o'clock episodes. That being said, will episode 400 have quadruple memes?
Yes, it will.
Do you think...
I'm speaking on his behalf.
Well,
I love how he's stopped and he's looking at the camera.
So LOZ, there's a finger for this. There's a finger they make for this. It's this
he can
one.
use it. He could use it. No, Loz, 2 fingers. Do it right. Do it right, Loz.
What, this?
Wait,
Yeah.
no, that's right. What?
Yeah, exactly. It's a swear in English.
No. That's a swear in UK English.
Yeah, English.
This is everywhere.
No, it's not everywhere.
You know what? Shove it.
Put the finger down now, Loz.
Oh, it's bugged. Sorry. It's not working. Stupid thing. I just not.
Just break it off.
Just
break it off. Just break the finger off.
I just don't know. Let's see. It still bugs. Look, still going. Oh no. Stupid controllers. That being said, well, episode 400 quadruple memes. No. Do you think Grandma Gomimatro Intrati will have a different spooky story every year from now on? And what horror stories would you like to hear from her?
I don't know about what horror stories I'd like to hear, but I would certainly like a new one each year.
I'd like one where the lighting system didn't work and it was all dark and scary.
And grim?
And grim!
Nibiru's.
I love how people get me on the memes, but this is the one for you from Zergal.
Okay.
Xeno?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to try Grammarly?
I fucking pay for goddamn YouTube Premium just so I don't get that.
Zergal also asks, if I have a question about the rules involved in asking questions, does that count as an asked question?
I'm going to go with no.
Stevev. MR Xeno, if you could tell something to past MDRLOz,
It's
what
Mr.
would it be?
Mr.
Yeah, but it's MRD, not MDR.
Right,
It
he's
says
asking to
Mr.
pass
Murder
Mr. MDRLOz.
But MRDLOz, who doesn't exist. Another
okay.
dimension. Oh my god. Would be it's what's the word? What's the word? With the
You
Monopoly
need to
Man.
ask Stevev if he wants
With the Monopoly
Grammarly.
Man?
Yeah. The universe thing. Oh god, what's it called? When people think they're in a different universe because something is slightly different. Thingy effect.
Parallelism?
No, Mandela effect. We've been Mandela effect. There's another universe in which this is MRDLOz instead of MDRLOz. We've moved dimension.
Don't do
Okay,
that.
move on.
To past Mr. MRDLOz, what would it be, and what would past Loz say to current Mr. Xeno? And same questions for present Mr. Xeno and past Xeno.
Okay,
I would
well,
tell him not to as much.
I thought it was me talking to past you.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
fine.
talking to past me.
Don't start recording a podcast with some strange person who can't do Minecraft videos. Look at the Minecraft videos and realize that's what this.
I'm so fucking glad that they're deleted. I'm just so glad they've been deleted.
Wait, are they deleted or are they unlisted?
No, gone, deleted, completely deleted.
Let's go look
Gone.
on Xeno's channel.
Oh no, they were unlisted
No.
even years ago.
Yeah, I unlisted them and then I recently deleted them. They are gone. The only thing is left on there. The earliest thing is 10 o'clock one.
Did you unlist Rocket? Did you delete Rocket Angles?
Yeah,
Richard hates you.
I did tell you this.
He hates you. Anyway, moving on. Stivev also says, he came on a summer's day bringing gifts from far away, but he made it clear he couldn't stay. No pub was his home. When Xeno told his stories, you could see the root beer fall and rise, but he'd always told the truth. Lord, he was an mastery 29 man. But my life, my love, and my favorite is the root beer. Xeno walks through a silent town and loves a beer, what's not around. We can still hear him say, little duck, you're a wet cake. So Xeno, how much you miss root beer in this year?
Not at all. I got like a fucking pack of 20. Well, it was 24. It's now down to 12.
I showed him he can get it on Amazon.
Yeah, and I fucking bought it on Amazon.
You know, I can buy it at my local grocery store.
That's nice.
Nice. Fuck you.
You know what else I can buy at my local grocery store?
Internet.
Full Coke, full sugar Coke, and Dr.
Oh, so
Pepper.
can we.
Yeah,
Yes,
so can we. What are you
Coke is
talking
the only Coke and Pepsi are the only things which are not sugar taxed, pretty much, because they go screw
Wait,
that.
Pepsi's
not just.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, they wouldn't compete with Coke if they did. No one would drink it anymore.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is that why?
Yeah. Oh god, have you tried Lucozade anytime recently?
I only have Lucozade Zero.
Awful. Yeah, don't try the original one again. It's awful.
I only
Literally, the name of the thing was from Glucosade. It's supposed to have glucose and sugar in it, and they took the sugar out.
now it tastes like butt.
Yep, right, that's that for that. Let's go on to the comments and replies from the last video. So first of all, Chard and Sierra Vitriol from hashtag RageJack actually got a troll Railjack captain for having the form up avionic or whatever one is that has you teleport your entire squad, your ship, and heal them. This person claimed that everyone that uses it is a troll, and this was the reason why people were leaving the squad constantly. They were true, don't know why. My guess is being due to lag from my poor internet shrug. This left other people with me in the squad that had stuck around rather baffled at their tirade about having avionic being equipped equals trolling. I can't believe people would get you just for having one avionic equipped. That's just crazy. JJ24 says, I haven't run into any toxic Railjack players recently, but it has been more times than Relic runners. The handful of hashtag RageJack moments were about boarding cruise ships, but I attribute to that people don't know about the one-shot spots you can do with the super cannon. People are generally nice and won't troll you on purpose. And there was also from Petra, I'm curious, when you guys do Railjack and you go into the asteroid, you know there's the sections you do something inside, you're supposed to do something outside.
Mm-hmm.
Do you let the people in the ship do the outside bits, or do you just go do the outside bits yourself?
I normally play with people I know, so
but when you're doing a mission and you go to the asteroid and you go do an internal terminal and it says, right, go blow up an external radiator, do you say, guys, blow up the external radiator, or do you just go all the way out and blow it up yourself?
I say it, but if it takes them more than like a minute, I go do it myself.
I don't think it's fair for me to answer that because I only play with people that I'm physically talking to. Like, if I was playing with pubbies, I'd probably just get out and go do it myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, because in Petra, they asked in a public mission for someone's, hey, can you blow up the radiator? And then they scream back, oh my God, you can't do an objective by yourself? It's like, this
is supposed to be a team thing.
Wait, I don't know.
This isn't a solo game. This isn't a solo game.
Oh God,
solo Jack. What?
I don't think it promotes actual team play because I always just go and do it myself. I let somebody in the Railjack go and blow up the 70 ships they need to shoot, and then I go to the asteroid, go inside, go outside, go inside, go outside. Maybe if they made it that to expose the radiator, you had to hold a switch inside, so you had to stay inside to let the team actually do the outside job.
Yeah,
that
potentially
actual team playing coordination.
I wouldn't say. Okay, the semantics. I wouldn't say hold a button, but you'd have to stand in a row area, like interception. You know. So, but no, I do agree with that. But the problem with that is the whole solo Railjack thing.
No, but it's like no, it wouldn't be an issue because like when you've got friendship doors, when you're solo, this would just turn off.
Right.
Yeah, I think it'd be better. So anyway, Trex Paddock gives us a very sad story about relics. I have a sad story to relate regarding new players and relics, but I was unsure if I wanted to share it, as it could promote the behavior. However, it is certainly relevant to the topic this week. I was doing a Defense Void mission. I much prefer the endless missions for relics, and a lower level Tenno in the mission PM'd me to ask me what the going rate was for helping new players open relics. Oh God, I need to scroll slightly. Why didn't I put this on one thing? No.
What are you doing?
As he felt he was being charged too much. Turns out he'd been asking for help for several days with no response until finally a player offered to help him open relics in exchange for platinum. As gently as I was able, I expressed my own lack of experience with this practice and offered to help him open relics for free. I did ask if he was requesting the helper use specific relics or vaulted relics or powered up relics, and none of those things were at all involved. Sad face. For someone to like. Someone just like needs some help getting their first prime and things, and someone's making them pay is awful.
Horrific.
Yeah.
I really hope you know, if anyone listening to us, I really hope that first off, you don't adopt that philosophy. I don't think any of you would. But the second thing is, if you have someone come up to you and ask about the going rate and things like that, I hope you tell them, you know, go report this, because that's fucking scummy as shit.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. We've seen that.
Does it break terms of service?
Well, yeah, no, technically, because you're just giving. So it's trading for promises, which basically they say we don't honor them. Yeah. So what they're saying, they're taking the way of saying, if you do it, you're screwed. We can't do anything about this if you try to report this.
True, but they could bring up general awareness.
Yes, no, I agree with that. I agree that you should be telling people about this, but tell your friends, tell the community. Don't. The one thing you don't do is you don't name and shame. So you don't put the person's name out there. If you want to share it with your friends that this person did it to you, that's fine. Don't do it public. Like don't say, you know, Xeno Gellion tried to or charged me 5 plat to help me open 20 relics, or I don't know what the going rate is, so I don't know. But don't put their name out there, because that makes it worse for you. So the problem is that is against the terms of service to do that. And you can get in trouble on the forums and on Reddit or wherever you post it, because it's pretty much universally not allowed. Now you can report it to mods. You can report it to. There are in-game mods, so that if they know about it, they can watch out for it on, you know, the LFG chats, the helper chat, etc.
Next, just 2 last ones. First from Ivalo Popov. For the relic part of the video, I think he is trying to give attention to the specific occurrence when a new prime is released or summon vaulted. Most people in random are too lazy to farm their own relics, or farm 2 to 3 and go on a public match. When the squad doesn't have that relic, they quit, no matter if they are the host or not. So sometimes this happens with everyone loading into the mission. You get an endless loop of quits, host migrations, and Tenno who load and quit the first moments. One time in one Fisher mission, we had about 15 to 20 Tenno who quit, and another loaded in their place to quit. So by the time the first 5 minutes ended, we had 2 people with 10 reactant. I with 3 to 4 and 1 with 0 because of all the quitting, reloading Tenno before them. And it's really annoying for those of us who don't care about the new primes in the first 1 to 2 hours of release and just want to run a couple of fishers at the end of the workday, for example. The good thing is this mostly continues the first couple of days, and after that calms down a bit.
So yeah, sadly, the only thing there is like, that this is why you group up.
Yes, yeah.
To avoid this. Now, I don't like being that person that says, "Well, you win in a pubby, so you deal with it," but you have to.
Yeah, and they also said on another note, "I like the guest. Get him to talk more in other shows." Thalian does have a very nice voice.
Thalian does have a very nice voice. Did he? I didn't watch the last episode. Did he make a lot of Thalian jokes?
I don't think you realize how this works, Tobiah. After we record an episode, we forget the entire episode.
I swear it's a short-term memory issue. That's why I'm surprised we say we're rewatching this episode 1 you speak of and 364 other ones. I'm like, I don't understand.
Well, no, I mean, there has to be an episode 1 because there's 3. We're on 365.
Isn't this the first one?
Why are we numbering at 365?
I know. I was going to ask about that.
Thalian has a very nice voice, and you should all love him. I'm not going to tell you his in-game name, but he really likes Zephyr.
That's a beepy thing. There's one last thing to do before the beeping. Stop the beeping.
Oh, is this your timer for moving on from things?
No. That means there's a gorilla in a minute. Cab Joseph. Warframe is very unappealing to new players. So many of my friends dropped by Mars, and some didn't even continue past the fight. With Vor, one look at the market or the color pickers, and everyone jumps off the ship, which is heartbreaking.
I'm surprised by the color pickers.
Well, I think, you have to pay for the things.
What?
Plat.
Yeah, but the newest one isn't paid.
No, but in general, when you load in, you only get the one strip of one color picker for free.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I look at it and go like, oh my god, all these cosmetics cost so much money.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I mean,
And I've just last point, which is on Tress Paddock. Yes, the game is hostile to new players and is the community for the most part. I'm like, wow. The new player experience was rather like attempting to remedy a multiple compound fracture with some aromatherapy.
Yeah. I like that one.
I like that analogy.
It's like essential oils. Yeah.
I've not actually tried the new player experience since they changed it. Is it really that bad?
I actually enjoyed it as an experience, but I would agree that it doesn't fix the problem of
the player experience.
The problem is the new player experience in the community, and like they don't really teach you anything after the first mission again. It's still the same problem.
It just, as soon as you've done Vol's Prize, it just deadpan stops. It doesn't.
Exactly.
A goal at the end of Jupiter or the end of Pluto. So you've like,
well, no. So you have those, but they're very small and not really helpful.
No. But you don't know that they exist. Right?
No, they don't. They do show
on where
they do show on the star chart, but once you finish them, they're gone because they show on the relays. And if you don't know they're on the relays, you don't know that they exist.
What are you talking about?
So you know how once you complete an area, this was very early in in the newest Star Chart iteration that they added this. When you finish an area, even if you finish the area, you can't necessarily move on. You have to finish like
a junction.
Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking junction, not relay.
Right. That's again, it's part of the problem. But the thing is, like, there's no red flag. There's no princess in a castle to indicate this is what you're trying to achieve. You've just like, okay, you've been let off the leash. Now what? Because the beginning experience has you on a leash the entire time. So when you're let off the leash, it's very sudden. It's very, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, you were guiding me and now you've gone. Right? What the fuck? So I completely appreciate that. They need something. They need, again, a princess in a castle at the end of Pluto going, help me, Mario, help me. Because otherwise you've got no incentive to go to any of the other planets.
I think a big thing that would have fixed this is re-add the taunt system, re-add Ortis actually giving you meaningful help, not just shitty jokes for the entirety of your game. Make him useful, make him a secondary guide. Maybe because we know, spoilers, Lotus leaves us all, that maybe give her stuff early on, but then as it goes through, do more with Ortis, who's supposed to be your ship Cephalon anyway.
I agree with that, and I also feel one even lazier addition would be as you said, the
taunt system.
Junctions. No. First, I love that. I'm completely 100% on board with what you've said with the taunt system. Love that idea. But the junction dialogue box that only appears when you've got the junction selected, right? Just have that on the start on the screen to the side if you haven't cleared the junction.
Yeah, agreed.
It's
that. How about instead of that junction box, they add in something new? Like it, and I'm going to go to example scene Alice just because of the time click thing on. It does give you, as a beginner, it puts a button on the thing and it gives you like 10 beginner steps. And it says, like, so do this. That's the next thing you have to do to finish the next beginner step. And then it gives you another beginner step. Why not make it that it's Teshin and it's the introduction to Teshin, because he never gets an introduction, where he says, a new Tenno, I will set you a mission. I need to set you on a path to evaluate how well you are. Complete this list of things for me to do. And it says, like, right, and basically it's just do the next nodes, basically.
It could be the copper path or the bronze path. We have the steel path.
Yeah.
The journey begins with the copper path, and then there's the copper path. There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go on some memes.
Cool. Memes.
Yes. As promised.
This is the problem with trying to click things and
the double memes.
So for our first meme.
Right. So we've had some of these on before. This is the top 12 memes from the r/meme frame subreddit ever. The highest rated memes. The bestest meme.
I feel
And
like
we're coming in with number 12.
I feel like I can't comment on this yet because, like,
Yeah, of course, on this one, poor Americans, pull yourself away from the political side of it and just look purely at the visual aspects of this. We have
I love the
Lotus,
dude's reaction though.
The dude's face is priceless. It's like Lotus, 2 hour survival, 5,000 credits. What?
What? Sorry, can you remind me? What's this guy? What was this about?
Oh, it was coronavirus numbers or something.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Obviously, because of the social distancing between them.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was an interview and it was weird, whatever. But we just focus on the meme itself. Let's ignore the politics. Leave that.
This is a good meme. This is a good meme.
It is. The meme is good. The meme is up there.
Number 2.
Number 11. This is going down. This is the top 12.
Wait,
this
so
is the 11.
Am I supposed to start from
No,
12
they
down?
are in the right order. I've done them in the right order.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You're all good. I pre-planned. Do not worry. So this is number 11th topped meme. Doot. Point of view. You are a Grenier Marine and Zaku uses their 4th ability on you.
This is so pathetic.
But it's so
It's so true. This is depressing. Number 10.
Brilliant. Right now down to number 10. Entitled Big Shooty. Dear Lord, the hell are you hunting with that thing? God.
I swear, I think I remember this one. I do think I remember this.
We need
shotgun.
we all need more Doges in our life. Let's be real.
So you've
But he's also got this like such a mean face as well. It's like, God.
Look at that gun, man. Look at it. Right, so that's number 10 has got a number 9. The old factions in the nutshell. Corpus. I can't actually read what that says there.
Technology. Oh my God.
Grenier, apes together strong. Sentience, improvise, adapt, overcome.
What is that from?
I don't know.
I'll find it while you go over the next one.
I remember we looked up the infested one, which is like some electromicrograph of some mite or something.
Yeah.
We have the Squidward.
Beautiful Squidward, yeah.
Yep. The infested, that is like the electromicrograph of some tiny thing. I can't see what it says. What's that say?
Laughs maniacally.
Okay. And then we just have Stalker. That is Stalker in a nutshell. Some dude going mad. Right, moving on to number 8.
Apparently, it's a common Marine Corps mantra.
I
would show you all the other versions of this, but I don't think I can show that on this channel.
Fair enough. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I can see what Tobiah was looking out on the other window. Oh, God. Okay.
That's the greatest shoutouts.
How did you just switch? Whoa. 1 sec.
Did you
Sorry.
screw that up?
I hit Control-Shift-T.
8.
Which is reopen tab on Chrome, but it's also one of Xeno's shortcuts. Okay.
Right. Number 8. Oh, no. That's 7.
That's the one that comes. Oh,
Yeah, that's the one.
okay.
There you go. So we have had this one on, but this one was brilliant recently. Good enough. Me fashioning my warframes. Very clear, doing some science. Me fashioning my weapons. Copy main colors. Bash, bash, bash. Yeah, I'm so true. This is me exactly. Like I'll spend forever getting the warframe just right, and then it's like weapons, copy. Like I don't care. Yeah. So
pretty
12,
much.
11, 10, 9, 8. So number 7, the classic Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Former blueprint from a common. No.
Uncommon.
Uncommon former blueprint.
Yeah.
Exquisite.
Okay, so 6.
Going down again. Number 6. So there's your first half of your memes. If I can click. Can I not click?
Yep.
It's true. Me when I see an argon crystal, knowing damn well that I won't use it.
Oh, it's so true.
Oh, so good.
You want those argon crystals, you're never going to use them.
Well, what if there's a decoration?
Yes, it's true. Time to mindlessly bullet jump around. When you log into Warframe excitedly to do something, then immediately forget what it was.
Big brain spinny thing. Yes.
Big brain
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I'm
not sure what this is from.
It's a popular meme, apparently. Right, next one, we're down to the top 4, I think now. Yeah.
Yep. Top 4.
LMAO. Florida man dirts his hands with peanut butter and punches neighbors allergic to nuts. Primed fever strike plus 160%.
The strong is so good. The strong is so good.
Oh.
Okay, and then we're on to the top 3 ever memes on the R Meme Frame subreddit. So first of all, number 3. She do be vibing though. The Orakin making Octavia.
So I originally put this up as like fully stretched out so that it was like covering all of our faces because this deserves it.
Sure. Okay.
What is it? I don't get why it's the cat. Okay. Yeah, she do be vibing
They
though.
just be vibing.
Okay. Right. The number 2 slot goes to. I haven't seen this one before. The words that speak fear to both Grenier and Tenno alike. Are you doing an exterminate mission? No. Would you like to? I'm shocked I missed this one whenever it came out.
Oh,
It's
Lotus. Oh, Lotus.
brilliant.
And now for a number 1.
Yep. It would be digging on Destiny. As a Destiny and Warframe player, watching Destiny players complain about grinding is hilarious. Destiny players, oh my god, this season is another buggy mess, Bungie. Fix your game. Warframe players, the next update will be a buggy mess. We know.
Yes.
That one broke 4K.
Oof.
That was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Big oof.
Big
Okay.
oof.
That's the end of memes.
So now, community shout out time.
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second. I will put the first one up.
Cool. So I actually had to replace this one this morning because it got changed. So the first one is Tennotober 22 Kuva by Murder Casadorus. Casadus? Yeah, Casadus. So this is actually a 4-part comic strip thing.
Ooh.
I saw like the first half of this panel and I'm like, oh, okay, that's clear, and then I discovered earlier today.
There was a meme on this like a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, the minus 160% damage is like, it's the perfect meme. Crit chance. Sorry, perfect ribbon. Crit chance, crit damage, fire rate. You're like, oh, it's going to be amazing. Minus 160% damage.
Yeah, so good. At least it's not the other thing. At least it's not the other thing I saw when I was browsing through Warframe artwork.
We're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
Next community shout out, number 2.
Number 2 is October 22 Kuva by Mad Lux.
Wow.
What the heck is the... Oh, it's Control-Shift-M on that one. Okay, sorry. Your shortcuts do bad things to my browser.
But don't have your browser selected. Problem solved.
Doesn't matter. Anyway.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, lovely artwork. I would love to see. This is another cool plot line to do with Kuva and the Queens. Why can't we have that expanded? Why do we have to keep going in different directions?
Yep. Another dead end plot line.
Look at the grimness in this art. It's so good. Look at the grimmularity.
Look at the grim
The
dog.
grimmularity. The grimmularity was that.
I'm coining that word. The grimmularity. Look at the grimmularity.
The third community shout.
Grim.
Third community. Mirage Deluxe by Sylphix.
Nice.
So
Pretty sweet.
Mura Casadus. Yeah. They did the Mirage Deluxe. That's this one, but this is a Sylphix's
Take on
rendition.
It.
It's
Yeah.
very nice.
So number 5.
4. The fourth community shout out is Don't Go to Nora's House for Halloween by Linebreaker.
Like Nora's house. She hands out the worst candy. And
So
it's
good.
all
So glad. I just love how the I think that's supposed to be Avara. Yeah, no, that's
Grax.
it's not Grax. It's the Kuva variation of
Oh, the Kuva one.
yeah, I can't remember what it's called. And just munching on the glass. Number 5 is Wisp, and I believe that's supposed to be a Volpophyla, right?
Oh.
By Dol Zakok.
Do they not have legs?
Well, that's what I thought.
No, they do, but the
looked,
legs are behind.
I looked at I thought maybe this was one of the floaty fish things, but I looked through all of them and none of the fish look similar to this.
I swear we should be able to see the its front right leg, or at least its shoulder.
I think it just has a really long neck.
Yeah, it needs a leg.
Still, like, you know,
lovely artwork.
Still beautiful. Yeah. Still beautiful.
Yeah. And then number 6 is Queen Mag and her Royal Knight Hildren by Jenny.
Jenny. This is pretty sweet.
Yeah, really like this one as well.
Hildren is not thick enough in this picture, though.
Actually quite slim, yeah.
She needs that quadruple C thick.
Mag was like getting. At first, I was just glancing at it, thought Hildren was refilling the glass, but then it's not. She's going to draw her sword, but then Mag is like, "I'm going to put this glass in your way. It's going to get knocked over."
Oh, I genuinely thought that as well. Like, oh yeah. No, I'm just holding my glass like this.
My glass of grey.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's the end of that.
Right. So that's it for the community shoutouts. Quote. Yes, quote. Okay, cool. I am gonna be surprised if you guys get this, honestly.
Okay.
So I wish you the best of luck. Cool. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, you proxies, listen up. People pay good credits. Oh, shit, I forgot to change that word. People pay good credits to work here. When you go out to Fortuna, they want cold coolant, hot thermia, and no orb mothers in Deck 12. Do I have to come down there myself? Do you think the Arachnoids can stand up to the prod man? Well, if I were you, I'd run the rest of the Orb-Valis right now. Sorry, folks. It won't happen again.
Sci-fi?
Oh, no.
Comedy?
It's got comedic elements.
Drew,
old or new?
Does not help.
Old.
Oh.
Okay, yes. I would say one of the genres is comedy.
How well known is the main actor?
Not really. Not by today's standards.
And for all you viewers out there, I can't cheat by looking this up because they can all see my screen. Loz, do you have any idea?
I do. Is it delivered in that kind of tone?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel I know this, but I can't place it.
Are there military elements to it?
No.
Is it post-apocalyptic?
No.
Is it dystopian?
No.
What?
So it's real world.
Yeah.
People saying
not sci-fi.
Not sci-fi.
You just killed all the movies that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Again, both of you may have not seen this.
Personally,
I'm drawing a blank. What's the genre then?
I'll give you all 3 genres. Comedy, fantasy, horror.
And what's the setting? Time
modern day.
Modern day. What of modern day or like 90s modern day?
Well, when it came out, so it was like 1990 when it came out.
Right.
Modern day.
So the 90s is the setting, not modern day. Modern day is today.
When the film came out.
There's a difference because, like, if somebody has a
well, it couldn't be an old film set today.
Yes, it could.
No, that's a sci-fi.
But it could be a dystopian future.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you already asked those questions. I said,
mean,
no.
we live in a dystopia, so
I'm just giving you the 3 genres.
We live in a dystopia. I have no idea.
Give the original quote, or would that help?
The original quote will have the name in it.
Okay.
Well, give us all but the actual name.
Okay. Okay. I'll give you most of the quote. Okay, you guys, listen up. People pay good money to see this movie. When they go to the theater, they want cold sodas, hot popcorn, and no monsters in the projection booth. Do I have to come up there myself? Do you think you Gremsters can stand up to the Hulkster?
What?
Oh, is this Gremlins 2?
It's Gremlins 2.
Yeah.
That's totally
What?
nothing. Nothing at all.
Gremlins 2, totally
Yeah.
sci-fi.
Gremlins is sci-fi.
Yeah.
How is Gremlins sci-fi?
Gremlins are not real. So
Yeah.
it's at least
It's not
fantasy.
science fiction.
So it's at
I
least
said
fantasy.
fantasy. I
Oh.
said fantasy.
It's science fiction. They literally
It's
use
not
labs
science
and
fiction.
They literally use a
How
lab
is it science fiction?
because they have a lab.
Hold on, they didn't in the first one.
Yeah,
So
but
is the first one science fiction as
It's
well?
literally called The New Batch. Where else would they be from?
Yeah, they didn't have a lab in the first one.
one.
No, they didn't have a lab.
I
in the
looked
first.
at IMDb. IMDb says comedy, fantasy, horror.
It's true. It does say fantasy horror on Google as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Hulk Hogan is not well known. Hulk Hogan is not well known.
No, the question was, is the main actor well known?
Yeah,
Hulk
Hulk Hogan
Hogan
is a
like a
side
cameo.
cameo. This whole thing is a jokey cameo in the middle of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But Xeno could have added that in. It's not the main character. It's like side jokey cameo. But yeah, no.
Yeah, I was meaning the main person in the quote.
Ah,
You said the main character.
Yeah, the main actor in the quote. Anyway,
Right.
we've tortured
So
you
that's
enough.
that's it for our revaluation of our
Hit the
first
outro, hit the
episode, which
outro,
was
hit the
horrific. This was horrific, man.
Hit the outro.
Why are we doing this?
Why are we
Why do
hitting
we
the outro?
here? Just to suffer.
There we go.
Hey, look, there's a whole bunch of cool Patreons.
Yeah.
Dude, like
Amazing
there's
sponsors.
Patreons. Oh, I gotta
There
let it
is.
run through at least once.
It probably already has.
No, it hasn't.
Probably already has.
No, it hasn't.
It probably already. You know it loops.
You're a loop.
Your face is a loop.
Didn't have no
Right.
Patreons on the first one, did you, Mr. Bullet Time?
Oh, for fuck's sake! No, please don't ever bring that back up again.
Bullet.
Bullet time. Bullet time.
Or the bullets or the time.
No.